weeks. I can see him crying, knocking them over.
After today, you got Corio, then they got West, Anarchy, Winch. That's their next three after today. So, season-defining period coming up for East Geelong. If they get there, it's a bit different. But then again, you go to the bigger
Their best
ground.
is very good.
Oh, their best undoubtedly, mate. We've seen it last year. Their best is just fantastic.
Well, they were my premiership favourites for a long time until they got the injuries.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think we touched on it this morning, especially with GDFL footy. When you start losing your best 5 or 6, you can fill a side, but your bottom 6 are what's always cost you games, don't they?
Oh, yeah, and there's no doubt about that. I saw an article in the Addy of Prismal saying that about yesterday.
Yeah.
He actually went really, really well about last year. He said, we did have injuries, but we all started to use them as an excuse because it gets in your head. He's not playing. And you don't come to train and that. So it's a big thing. We'll see how it goes, but I think they'll get some. Where's my mate, Lowy? Is he coming back or not?
I don't know. Sam Lowe.
He hasn't played all year much, has he?
I don't think so. He got injured very early, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He's back in today, mate.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, good.
He's playing today, number 3. There he is.
Well, there's one back. They get a few. What about the coach and his brother? Are they
Courtney Masters back in.
Yeah.
Ali Masters back in.
See, look, they're already starting to get them back now.
Lamper.
Ryan Lemper's in. So they've got 3 or 4 handy players back in this week, but again, they lose Crombie, which I think Crombie's their best player.
Yeah, he's their best player. Well, Courtney Masters probably is if he plays his best. But well, look, there's 4 or 5 that are really, really good players that are already back. Give them 3 or 4 weeks, and that. Look, I think they'll be back as strong as ever, East. I really do.
Well, I'm just trying to think. I don't think Watson Sir's not playing. He's out again. So again, all right. So East for both of you.
Only just. I reckon it'll be less than 2 goals.
No, I think it's nice and easy. I think they'll win quite well.
All right. At West Oval today, you've got Geelong West, who have been a little disappointing against Bellpost Hill, that seem to be ticking along quite nicely.
You go.
Well, we just spoke about it last week, Spide. I was speaking to Chris Wilkie during the week, and the amount of injuries that they've got also is really hurting the Geelong West side. As I said, you can go so far, and you said you take even 1 or 2 out, and it's hard to fill up that spot. So again, without knowing what they've got coming back into their side, well, to be honest, it wouldn't matter what they've got coming back into their side. I think Bellpost Hill, they're just travelling along pretty nicely, and again, they don't rely on just 1 or 2 at Bellpost Hill. If 1 or 2's down, and the rest of the blokes seem to pick up and play their role that they should. So I think Bellpost Hill win the game of footy, and it'll be a 4-goal margin. It won't be great, but I think 4 goals will be somewhere close to where the mark will be.
Well, you can blame injuries as long as you can, as I said before, with Prismal and Werribee, but gee, they've had a couple of bad runs over a couple of years. I thought they looked the goods a couple of years ago, and they had a lot of injuries. And in the end, injuries or no injuries, they have been disappointing because I thought they'd be challenging top 3. The last couple of years, they've done it well.
Yep.
They've brought players in from other leagues who are good players, and they drop a point each year. And they got a couple in from their GFL side this year. And I thought they were going to be the real deal, but they're just not playing well enough. Maybe it is the injuries. Bellpost Hill on the other hand, they just don't go away, Bellpost Hill. We saw them early in the year, and we didn't think they were great. And then they've just come good, and they're playing some really, really good footy. So, yeah, I think Bellpost will be... Where is it at?
It's at West.
It's at West. So they'll give West a chance to be competitive, but I think Bellpost Hill are too strong for them.
Yeah, look, I think so too. I emceed their major raffle last week, and they're all pretty comfortable where they're at, and there's not a huge turnover in the side again this week. So stability, I suppose they've got their best 6 playing, so it does make a difference.
What are they doing with Dylan Whitney? Are they playing him every week, or they are managing him a bit?
I imagine they manage him a bit, mate. I don't get it in too depth, mate. He's not playing today, so.
Is Matty James? Is he still in the equation, or
I actually wouldn't know, mate. I don't know what they're doing with him. Whether he's going to play at all.
I don't think he trains, so I don't think he can play him if he's not going to train. But
I'm pretty sure he didn't even play in the seconds last time we were up there.
Yeah, he didn't.
No, he hasn't. I'll check that after I look at.
And the other fellow.
Who's that?
Jaden Ettridge.
He's in the 2s today.
Is he? Right.
Yeah, he's in the 2s today. I did see that. I didn't look at Matty James. I just went through their sides, and there was an interesting thing we talking last week. And actually, we're looking at reserves, ladders, and the top sides in the 1s where it matches up in the 2s. I think Thomson about the only side with both sides in the 5. So it's all over the place. Or maybe Werribee are too. Werribee on top in the 2s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days. It used to happen all the time.
It's strange, isn't it? I think, where's Werribee on the ladder in the seniors?
Third.
They're first and third in both.
Yeah,
That's amazing, really.
Well, it is. I mean, East. I was talking to Inverleigh before, a couple of people before, and Inverleigh's biggest asset so far has been East Geelong with all these injuries. That's the only reason they're still in the hunt.
Yeah.
You know, so, and in there. Anyway, the biggest trip in local footy, and your boys have to take it today, mate. Winch versus Werribee.
Yeah, they left yesterday.
Had their passport stamped.
Got off at Avalon Airport, but hey, that's a big game for them because
That's huge.
They have got some hard. They got the toughest run home of any other club. Like if they were to finish sixth, that means they would play in the last 5 or 6 rounds. Everyone in the 5. So and they're the only side to do that.
Yep.
So you know, it's all right to say, oh, you might have to beat East or Inverleigh and Bannockburn and that. But I tell you, don't get carried away. You've got to go down to Winch and beat Winch. And if that doesn't happen, they drop down, and then when this hard run comes behind them, they find themselves in trouble. So they have to go down there and win today. Winch, you just never know. I've seen them play some really good football. Unfortunately for them, I've seen them play some poor football as well at times. So, you know, I suppose, personally, I hope they play their poor football today. But you would think if Werribee are going to challenge, that they would have to win.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it'll be very tough going down there, especially with Tavau Sawney, the way he's playing. I had to get him in.
You always have to get him in, don't you?
Yeah. But look, no. Honestly,
Daly back? Is he back in yet?
Don't know. He pulled out with an ankle last week, so I don't know.
I'll have a look, mate.
They're the things that you need now is at this time of the year and coming into this next 3 or 4 weeks, you need those blokes available. As I said, otherwise, maybe not today down at Winch would be a big disappointment if he didn't play, but then when you come up against your East Geelongs and your Belpost Hill and you've got these blokes that are knowledgeable and good ruckmen, that's when you
Daly's in for Werribee.
So that's good because he's a bloke that, while the other bloke last week, Egan, was it, that did the ruck work? He did. He didn't do a bad job. I actually thought he was quite good for most of the day, and he sort of bustled around through the middle of the ground.
Yeah, I thought he was well beaten early.
Yeah, but he continued to persist, and that was one of the good things. As I said, if you're not going to win many contests in there, you just need the bloke that can get in there and bustle and hassle and at least halve the equation for yourself. But
well, I think Smitty, he's one of those sides. Every side that has got a good ruckman these days, they come off the ground. You actually need a good backup ruckman.
Yep.
And I think he's a backup ruckman.
Yep.
And not the first ruck, but a backup ruckman who can contend and put his body in there until the number one ruckman comes back. So
there's not many sides with good backup.
No.
I reckon Bannockburn's about the only side top of my head I can think of. With,
here.
Oh, of course, you Thomson, yeah. But Fulton and Hetherington, you know.
Yep.
There's not many that have good backup.
Yeah, but I don't reckon. Well, Fulton, they want to play forward. I don't reckon Hetherington's good enough in the ruck either. So.
Yeah, well, he's probably not the bloke you want to ideally play there. And that's
you'd rather be centre forward.
That's where you need your Benny Cole with a Fulton as your backup.
Yes.
That's the perfect setup from that they've had in recent years. As I said, he's just done a marvellous job. So, you know, like Inverleigh you could use the Dalton Grundle in the ruck. You could use maybe this bloke here that's out here today, this Cad McEwen-Walsh. He's not too far away. He's playing.
Well, they need him. He's the one.
Well, that's the one. And he's the other tall option you can put into centre forward that does the hustle and bustle too. So it gives you that bit more, variance or scope to be able to try 2 or 3 new things. So, you know, if he can keep going through and get through each game and get his fitness up, then he's the ideal situation to have behind Lukey Wilson coming through. So.
Well, he's the sort of bloke that the other players that they've had out, like your Tyquins and that, they're better players than him. But let me tell you this, with his position and what you just said, he's as important as a Matty Tyquin to get into that side. I can tell you now.
Each side is valuable.
Is he playing, Matty?
Yep.
Okay.
But, you know, we'll get back to the game we were talking about. Winch and Werribee.
It's not hard to distract from, though, is it?
No, it's really
when you talk crap.
It's not. It's like a goldfish bowl in here, isn't it?
Yes. Well, look, as I said, I totally agree with what you said before. I just think Winchelsea on their day can play probably as good as football as anybody in the competition, but they don't play it long enough and consistently enough. Look, it's a really tough question you ask. If I said who was going to win the day, I'd have to probably nearly go Winch at home. I don't know. Daly back sort of sits me back the other way, but that's probably where I was looking at. I will. Look, I'll go Werribee, but I reckon.
You make up your mind?
Oh, I can't really work out. I had it decide until Daly was back in, so I'm going to go back to the Werribee side by 2 goals.
written, authorised and brought to you by Splinters Smith. So,
Sitting on the fence.
or do we call him Tin now because it's all colour-bond? All right. Speaking of Bannockburn, it's a fair lead into that one, I suppose, wasn't it? Banno taking on North Geelong out at Banno. Grub?
You want one word, Bannockburn?
Yeah, I think that's all you can give at the moment.
That's a big word.
If you can't beat Anarchy, then you can't beat Bannockburn. And that was a really, really bad loss to Anarchy because I think it was their only chance to win a game. They might not win a game now. But, look, I tell you, Aidan George taking over will make a difference. But with the cattle that he's got, hopefully those players run around and the twos will play in the seniors. Obviously can't bring any more in this year, but I think their football will improve. But I don't think it'll improve enough to be able to challenge Bannockburn. And Bannockburn are going to finish in the finals. I don't think there's any doubt about that. No. But at times they've looked poor. Not poor, a little bit ordinary. And then at times they've looked like world beaters. So they're a hard side to judge. But I'll be judging them on St Albans because I've written them off 2 years in a row. I won't be writing them off again because they play St Albans very, very, very well. I think they'll win today, Bannockburn, and I think they'll win pretty easily.
Just looking at the side, North Geelong side, I think they had 4 Swennisons in the side last week. Charlie Farrell's back today, but there's only one Swennison playing today. So don't know what's going on there. I think it's a tough old trip out to Banno for them. We won't worry about today's game just yet, but tomorrow we've got the start of NAIDOC week. They've got the Welcome to Country and the smoking ceremony down at Belmont. So the Sunday game kicking off at 2 p.m. Belmont Lions versus Anarchy. Grub?
I don't know.
Look, after what we saw last week, to be honest, as I said, I probably expected a little bit more from the Anarchy side, and I know the conditions they had Did they have the first use of the breeze last week? Yep. They did, didn't they?
Yep.
And then the rain came for them, which obviously didn't help. Then they kicked into the breeze, and the rain seemed to stop, and Werribee had the breeze. But look, at 15-21, I think it was the final score, or something around those marks.
15-28.
25. I was too. 15-28. Now, if that had been 28-15, then that would have been, just bordering on ridiculous. But to only able to manage 2 points for the game, look, as I said, you can't knock their effort and everything they tried there last week. But Belmont, for mine, have been going along okay. They've been really competitive in nearly most games we've looked at, and that's what some of these bottom sides are starting to do. They become more competitive. They're not be competitive, but they're becoming competitive longer in them. So that's giving them a chance and encourages the players as well to think, well, hang on, we're only a quarter away from the end of the game and we're still within reach of some of them. So they had Belpo still.
They beat Belpo still.
Well, they did down there. And as I said, where's this game being played?
It's at Belmont tomorrow.
I think they win that game, and I think the margin could be big.
You talk to a few people and they say that they should have beaten Thomson as well. They were 43 points up halfway through the third quarter, and then Darcy Tripp went bang, 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 and then kicked a couple of goals as well.
And I think they didn't have any bench for the last quarter didn't they?
No.
Belmont at that stage, so...
No, I spoke to a few Belpo Steel boys, and they said, we cost ourselves the game. There was 4 50-metre penalties in the last quarter. Now, 50-metre penalties at Belmont, you go from one goal square to the other. It's a harsh penalty. Grub, what do you got for us, mate?
Look, you can't knock the way Anarchy go about it, right? They give it everything they've got. They try hard, but they just haven't got the class to beat most sides. But, as I say, they give it their best. And they're up against a side today who also give their best. And they're a funny side, Belmont. As you've said, they've beaten some good sides, and they've been beaten by sides that aren't quite as good.
Yep.
And, it's a week-to-week proposition for them, but the fact that it's down at the Winter Resort really helps them because they always play very, very well down there. As much as, I tell you what, I'll go as far as to say that in the last 4 or 5 games on the run home, I think they can determine the final 5 by maybe knocking off a couple of those better sides at the Winter Resort.
Yep.
They're not far away. They need a couple more. They've got some good kids. And the Evanses, as I say each week, they give it everything. They'll win tomorrow and get the shield or something?
Yeah, well, it's the Watherong. It's NAIDOC.
Oh, okay. Yep.
NAIDOC week starts tomorrow, so that's what it's all about. So they're wearing their alternate Guernseys and that sort of stuff too. So
we doing that game?
Well, you might be, but I'm going to work.
Well, no, I've got to mow my lawn.
I don't work Sundays.
No, look, to be quite honest, they will win Belmont, but Anarchy, as I said, they'll try their hardest They've won a game, so they're up and about a bit, but they were pretty well beaten last week, and I don't think they're good enough to beat Belmont Lions at the Winter Resort.
Couple of hangovers last week, still, you reckon, Grub?
They were a bit rusty, mate. I reckon Thursday night was probably just finish-off night for the week, I reckon. So it was turn up the train, but just have a couple and get things moving again.
All right, gents, let's wander across to this game. It could almost be a season-shaping game for Inverleigh. If they win this, it probably opens them up to finish in that 5th spot. I don't know if they can get above Bannockburn to get in the 4th, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. The run home. So, because obviously Bannockburn should win today against North Geelong. Again, if they drop this game today, they will fall out below East if they get up. But percentage, they've got a bigger percentage than East. Winch, so if Werribee beat Winch today, it almost puts paid to their season. Thoughts, Grub? And take as long as you like, mate.
Well, first, I've got to say, I got a text message from a certain person that told me to tell you to stop dribbling rubbish.
Huh?
I think you can guess who that might be because he'll be around here somewhere.
Was that Wayne?
No.
Was that Wayne?
No.
Who?
No.
No.
Well, the same bloke who was talking the same rubbish this morning on hashtag with you.
Well, which one of the
Mitchell.
ball blokes? No, it's Mitchell.
Yeah.
No one listens to him, mate. He's crank casino corruption.
Yeah, I heard that. That's the only bit I got till my radio went down. This is quite a tough game because the times that I've seen Inverleigh, they're a bit like a couple other sides. They've been ordinary, and then against Werribee they were magnificent, and against East last week they were obviously pretty good too. So they've proved that with the players that have come back into their side, they can be the force that they would look like being for the last couple of years. Whether they're good enough to win the premiership from here, well, we're going to have to wait for that. That'll be a while away. But can they beat Thomson today? Well, I've seen Thomson twice. Obviously, the first round doesn't count. But I saw them against East, and they were very, very, very good. They had their forward line, although Freeman's out today, but they've still got Jarks and Troop and some of those blokes down there, Cam. They've got a good forward line. They've got a wonderful back line, although Saligen not playing.
Not playing, no.
That'll hurt him a little bit because he's one of their best players. But they've still got Sammy Jacker down there and Maguire, and they've got a really good back line. And they're on their midfield. Well, you know, I think we were saying they've got the second best ruckman in the comp for a while, or third best with Wilson and McClellan. But, gee, I don't know. The games I've saw him, he might have gone up with him or maybe even surpassed him a little bit. He's a pretty good ruckman, Jarvis, and the last time he came, he was good, but he's come back and he's even better. So he gives first use of the ball to blokes like Plant and some of those blokes who get a million kicks in the middle. I don't worry about it today, but I'm a little bit worried on the big ground with their pace later on. But we'll talk about that later on. But on this ground today, I don't think that'll matter too much. But they've got a coach who knows their faults, and obviously he's a good coach, and he can place blokes. You know, Anderson's come in, he puts him on the back flank for a while, so he can have a little bit more pace, like Charlie Donahue in the middle. And he just plays them really, really well. He knows where to play them, when to move them, so they haven't got too much of a lack of pace or a lack of class in the middle. They are the premiership favourites at the moment, and I'm pretty sure they'll win today.
Well, they're on top. So just we're going. Here's 50 seconds to go in the reserves. Thompson 7.850, leading Inverleigh 7.648. Mark's been taken on the, what's that? The half forward line for Thomson. So
just take your time, have your shot, take your 25 seconds, game over.
I'd play on, stand there, and then get tackled, and then it's all over.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dale, can we have your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, look, I think last week the
Are they?
Scores are tied.
The scores are tied here, they're telling us.
Well, there we go.
Someone hasn't got the board running properly, so there you go.
No. Mitch is running the scoreboard, is he?
Yeah.
Might be from the car.
He
He score a point that's picked up by the Inverleigh forwards, and there's a siren.
Well, we think it could be a draw here.
And they've still got 8 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, well, the sirens.
Oh, I tell you what, this could go to this. This is controversial.
That's premature.
Getting back to this game, Spider, from all reports, last week Inverleigh had not only one or two good players, probably all were good players. And
I think that's probably the secret to their performance last week. We rely on, Dalton Grundle, you rely on Adam Donoghue, you rely on some of the big name players to keep getting in and doing all the good stuff. From all reports last week, it was much more a team effort that got them in and over the line last week. Now, if they can continue to show that and spread the workload through, we know they are as good a side as anyone in the league once they're up and running. So they've got a great opportunity here this afternoon. As I said, they've got a few blokes still not in their side. They still miss Jack Filet from their back half. But the fact is they've still got enough good players in that side to trouble Thomson. With the couple of players they've got out this afternoon, as I said, Salajan for me is a bit of a disappointment because he was really good the other week when we saw him.
He was very good.
And he's a bloke that can take one of their key forwards. Again, it's going to be set up through the middle of the ground. Again, it's going to be... We talk about Jarvis, but he's also got another bloke called Luke Wilson opposing him today, and he's probably as good as they are when they are going around. So it's going to be a really good contest. As I said, Thomson, I'm not saying have surprised me with what they've been able to do, but watching them play against East 2 weeks ago, they definitely changed my thoughts on where they're actually at. So I think it'll be a close game. I think probably just because it's here at Thomson, I reckon they may just get over the line.
Well, Salajan out. I mean, he would naturally go to Dixon or Dalton Grundle if he starts forward. Wouldn't he? Even Buck if Buck started forward.
Yeah, well, I said I still like Donoghue through the half back line. I think I'm not too sure where they'll start these blokes this week. You got Mason Dixon, who's been, I reckon, is improving. Paddy Burke's the bloke that I reckon they have been missing in their forward line.
Well, he's back today.
He's played last week also. Nathan Mays, as I said, we know can kick goals in and around their half forward line, but he's been playing more up the ground. And I think Matty Tyquin spent a little bit of time forward last week as well.
Probably have to.
They've got a number of blokes. Well, from all reports, he's back again today, so he's obviously pulled up pretty well. And let's hope that continues for the rest of the year, because as I said, I've never had, well, in our days it was probably what we used to call it, just sore groin. Yeah,
sore groin.
Stomach soreness.
We just played anyway.
Well, we just kept going. But as I said, today it seems to be a bit more restrictive in what you can and can't do. But as I said, him getting back into the side, and by reports, was pretty good. So he can be good if he's going to hopefully spend more time through the middle of the ground today, a little bit more than he did last week. And then maybe next week going forward, he can also sit in the goal square, because he can make a good mark and he is a good kick. So there's plenty of options there for him. But as I said, we looked at the blokes that played well for Thomson a couple of weeks back. Jackson McLeod was probably played the best game I've seen him play for some time. Travis Maguire seems to be like a spare parts player at the moment. He's not sort of set up in their back end at this stage. He's played on the wing. He plays in the half back line. So he's another bloke. Leighton Tholburn's been good. Jared Anderson, as I said, he was exceptional, I thought, in the second half against East Geelong. So all these players are starting to get back in, getting some game time. Jarks was in, kicked 5, I think, against East. But not only did he do that, it was where he positioned his body in between blokes just to give blokes free runs at the ball. So great contest here this afternoon. Really looking forward to it. But I think because it is at home, I'm going to stick with Thomson.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fair matchup because Thomson don't have an overly tall forward line. And I wouldn't say that Inverleigh have an overly tall back line. So that matchup will be good, I think. Mays was really good when we seen him against Werribee, and pretty much off the wing, sort of half-forward wing. Added a whole dimension, kicked 4 or 5 that day as well.
He did. That's the best game he's played for a while, actually.
Yeah, so these sort of blokes, and you start getting games under the belt. I know Young's out, and he's more of their enforcer through the middle, and he's having to rough a few blokes up, and not that people from Thomson take a backward step to that, but he's probably a big out. Probably falls on Robbo's shoulders a bit more because he doesn't mind the hard stuff either. But you're right, Thomson's midfield is what I've seen against East Geelong the other week is very impressive, and the options they've got to run through there. I said with Maguire, you're saying Dale not really having a spot. They've probably got 6 blokes who don't really have a spot. Like Bisso kicked 11 one week and he's playing on the half-back flank now. Yeah. So you talk about Lynchy and his coaching, he just goes, right, this is the matchups we need, and that's it. And the players buy into it. Back in the old days, just a sook. You talk about Osteitis Pubis, Dale, it's a bit hard to get it if you don't leave the goal square. You don't have to run that far. But I'm a full forward or I'm a centre forward. What am I doing playing here? Well, that's the team balance. And that's what you need, and that's what Lynchy's got with the players here. They're all bought into it.
Yeah, I think if some of the forwards do start to play well from the other sides, I think he might have to put Maguire back on them at some point. But I might just disagree with you a little bit about the height in their forward line. I think Troop's pretty big, and I think Cam's pretty big.
Well, Cam is, yeah.
Yeah. Troop's a centre forward, he'd be well over 6 foot. So
Jacko's 6
there's
foot.
Glennie Myers back from Canada.
That's not tall, mate. I'm 6'2".
I was, but I think I'm starting to shrink.
the knee operations, mate. They're taking bits out now.
Just stand up straight might make a difference as well.
We watch you try and get up the stairs here, Dale. It's like half a foot, mate, and you need a ladder to get to that half a foot.
Well, so, it's not a great step, that first one, I can tell you, Spider. It's just getting the strength in the knees to push now.
Yeah,
so.
we're at the stage we need the safety rails up there, mate. You've got the hand
rails. Actually, it's not a bad idea, you know. That. We might suggest that to Neville next year. Either that or get another small elevator.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen.
Or get one of those wheelchair elevators, mate, with lifts you up, puts you back down.
We'll just go and get a quid out of Morris Finance or Fairhaven Homes or one of our magnificent sponsors and do it all up ourselves.
Except Lifeline, because they're not-for-profit, and we love Lifeline, so we don't take money off them. We want to give them money.
Well, just remember, you can't do it on your own.
No, you can't. But Buckley's got plenty, mate. They can buy us a new van, can't they?
Well, Jackson McLeod's not out there, mate. I can tell you that right now.
Well, I just saw him run off with his clothes on.
Yeah, no, there he is.
He's out there, all right.
Yeah,
just look for the weird man bun.
Yeah,
You'll
he's
find
got
him.
The man bun.
I did tell Mitch this
someone
morning.
in 44. I'm not too sure who that would be. That might be Caleb Eden, maybe.
I've got him at 43 on the list.
Yeah, well, I have two.
Say hi, Spider.
Hello.
This is the Hodgson crew.
Hello. Oh, it's the Hodgson crew. Mitchie's boys.
And then mine.
Oh, yes. There we go. We've got Lizzie over here, the number one water girl in the GDFL.
I seriously want to give you lollies
Well,
outside,
the lollies
mate.
last week, absolutely.
Let you know you got friends, Spider, like, you know.
I've got a couple of them, mate. Not many. Got many. You know, you keep them close. I give you lollies.
What, is that Mitch? He's number 41.
Number 41, yes.
I saw someone come in earlier. Geez, it looked fantastic. I think it was that little kid in his Thomson gear. And a couple of, well, it's not a Basson, a little pusher with twins. And they had their Thomson gear on as well. So
It's good to see. I wonder if they got their footy boots on.
I couldn't quite see under the blanket, but they had a little blanket over them. But gee, that's fantastic in local footy.
So what you're saying, mate, you were eye to eye with the kids in the pusher, were you?
Yeah.
As you walk
Yeah,
past.
but that's fantastic to see all the kids getting involved and coming, because that's what local football's all about.
That's what it is all about, mate. It's exactly it. And, you hope today we get a fair crowd. I mean, the rain's obviously coming back in across now, but...
Well, I couldn't get a park nearly, so there's got a few in.
But all the players drive themselves, mate. They're not share after the game, drive straight home. With no other local footy on, you want to people get down here and have a bit of a look and support local footy. That's what we want to see at Grub.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's what it's all about. We'd never ever claimed to be it's the greatest football in the world, but by crikey, it's good fun and it's getting better and better, and it's very, very close. Now, umpires out in the ground, I couldn't get them on the computer, but I'm pretty sure that's Aaron Ritchie's.
All right.
I don't know the other, mate. It's Dupper. Philip Cranage in the middle.
Yep.
It might be Ross.
Just make up a name, mate. You'll be fine.
The umpire advisor. Who's the umpire advisor out there on the ground?
That's the great Daniel Dorling. He told me he's injured, but I put two and two together, and because there's no GFL and BFL, he got the arse. That's what it sounds like to me.
You got the lemon and sauce, mate.
Yeah.
Got the lemon and sauce out here. We've already got 5 minutes to kick off down here. Any key matchups? I mean, obviously you're talking about Wilson and Jarvis in the middle. What do you see as the other key matchups, gents?
Well, I don't know who. I agree. I don't know who goes to Troop. As I said, Crowley could. If he doesn't go to him, I think Mitch Alford will go there. But then who takes Cam? Their back line to me now, Inverleigh, if you don't, unless they play maybe Braden Warren down there, he might go back because, as I said, they've got Matty Tyson coming into the side now, can play forward and also through the midfield, so that might be an option to have him back. I don't know who Clay Mulgrew is. I've got no idea.
We'll find out soon.
Mulga.
Mulgrew.
Mulga, they call him. Mulga Bill.
Mulga Bill.
Oh, he's a good player.
Is he? Well, that's him. Just got the ball now, but he looks like... is he... I'm not too sure. Where's he come from, Spider?
I have not a clue, mate.
The
I
bush.
have not a clue.
The bush.
The Mulgrew bush. The Mulgrew.
I'm sort of only making this up because I'm like,
really?
I've never heard of him as well.
You're making it up. Does Michael Gross get one of those jobs?
No.
That wouldn't put him on Troop?
No.
No.
I just thought I'd ask the question.
He might have a couple of years ago, but not now.
Yeah, no. I probably wouldn't want him manning up to.
Crowley and Alford have got to be the two key defenders for them.
Yeah.
But which way they go for me, unless, as I said, Warren goes back and plays in a defensive role. Now they've got Matty Tyson back on the side. Because as I said, Casey Mean can play forward. We got Mason Dixon. I don't think they'll put him back to be a spare parts bloke back there.
No.
So other than that, they're the only three that we could go into that have got the height that would normally do it.
Then who gets Jarks? Yeah, Clay Mulgrew is from Colac Tigers, South Colac. My help, boys. Thank you, Maxie Blake.
Righto. That other umpire's Chris Jones.
So then who gets Sharks?
Well, I'm pretty sure
Well-
Donahue won't put himself on him.
No,
Well, he won't anymore. He's not coach. So
Well, he's still got a say in it. He won't go on him, I can tell you now. He's too smart for that. If he goes down back, it'll be as a roving.
Billy Cations?
no.
No, I don't think so.
No, well, Mick Gros could do. Mick Gros could be a
One takes
matchup
that.
because he can jump. He would probably be my choice. As I said, Dan Gros is not on the side, so he would have been the ideal bloke. But as I said, I reckon Warren for me will play back today. I reckon he's got to go back into their back half and provide that little bit of extra tall player options that they've got down the forward down. Because as I said, they've got 2 or 3 blokes that can mark a ball. As I said, the rain did come. Let's hope it stays away, because if it stays away, it will make it a great afternoon to watch this game of football.
Well, I think Crawley will either go to Cam or Troop.
Yep.
What
That's
about-
what I said.
what about
him and
Templeton?
Alford are the 2
And
key
Alford
backs.
will go to whoever he doesn't go to.
What about Templeton?
He's another one who'll be down back, and he may stray over towards Jarks at some point, yeah. I've got no problems with that.
All right, conversely, the other end, Dixon.
The other bloke you've got about was Jax McLeod. He goes to Jax McLeod then.
Yeah,
So
well, it's, yeah.
They're pretty heavily. They're heavily in their forward line. They've
Well,
got-
you've named
got
about
some
6
quality.
blokes. So
and we haven't got Freeman in the side.
and no Freeman in the side, yeah, I know. You named about 6 blokes, so I think we've got them covered. What about conversely the other end of the ground? Dixon, who picks him up? With, as I said, Stephen Saligan would probably have got him.
Yep. I reckon it goes to O'Halloran, I think.
You think O'Halloran will have to grab him?
I reckon he does. As I said, there's Caleb Edom. I don't know much about him.
No.
He looks like a tall sort of lad, but again, I'm not too sure where he plays.
So is that him wearing 44?
40 with the headband,
He
yep.
had 43 on the
Well,
book.
I reckon that's got to be him. I'm not unless someone around the ground can tell me that it's someone different. Sammy Jacket, do you give him the responsibility of one of those key forwards, or do you let him play that half-back role, which I think he plays better than most in this league? So,
But I reckon they've been playing him through the middle a bit as one of those 6 or 8 rotations.
Well, this is where the coach is doing a few of these things, mate, and maybe not. I know you've got to settle things down eventually and have a settled side, and a settled back 6 is probably your most important thing you can have in a game of football. So it'll be interesting to see where he does start. But Sammy Jacker for me is a half-back flanker and plays really good football back there.
Look, I agree with you. Now, who gets Grundle?
Well, hang on. The worst thing is you get a experienced and clever coach like Lynch.
Yep.
That's no good to a Dumbo commentator like me, because I don't know what he's going to do. I've got no idea.
Maybe Dale should have tried in his coaching career to be a bit more creative, and he'd still have a job.
Well, they would have found a way to sack him one way or the
I
other.
doubt it's fine. you gotta know your limitations in life, mate. You can only hang on for so long.
Did you win any games when you were coaching Belfast?
He absolutely did.
Yeah, we were actually
Should have
playing
made
final
finals.
football and still won.
Till
a
he's-
little
till
error.
he's-
Well,
till
blame Simon Conley. I think he belted someone, didn't he? I didn't see
He
him.
did, yes. Yeah. Well, it wasn't unusual. Till his cousin called for a head camp with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Or a minute to go.
What year did you coach Belfast Hill?
Late 80s, wasn't it? Spike?
No. Come on,
Hang
mate.
on. Where was I?
90,
Oh,
90, 93,
90s.
90, 92,
Yes.
93, 93,
Yeah, 'cause I was
94.
at 89. I was down at Queenscliff.
I watched you the other day, the big 37 run around on the Devil's Playground, actually, on YouTube.
Oh, that's all right. Was
What?
Juddy Gaylard belting me and Darren McNamara belting me?
Juddy was probably having a holiday at Her Majesty's pleasure back then. So, anyway, what have we got? A minute to go, Dale. We've got the Sir Eric Nichols stopwatch
Yes, we
ready to go.
better get the introduction to the
Here we
first
go,
quarter
first
there.
quarter.
Steelo, have you got it there, mate? Beautiful.
He's on the ball, Steelo.
He's
You
a man, a good
guilty.
man.
That's not Steelo.
Who was it?
Sir Robert.
Oh, so Robert, sorry, mate.
No, it's a recording, you idiot.
Oh. Ball in the middle of the umpire has raised the ball. Umpire Cranage puts the ball in the air. Up and go at it. Wilson over the top gets the ball down. It's not going to come out of that contest too quickly. Umpire's got to come back in. Thank you, Dubbo. Let's get things rolling.
Good old Dupper.
So we've seen that Condi's gone to Jackson McLeod. And Mick Gros has gone to Troop, which I think's an exceptional move in the Inverleigh part. So we'll just wait and see how that works out. Ball from the middle of the contest, picked up there. Circuit gives the handball to Finn O'Keefe. Back to Wilson. Wilson off a step, didn't have great control. Puts the ball into the half-forward line. Grundle attacks the ball. Taps it back to Meehan. Meehan on his left right boot this time. Went over the top. Picked up Circuit cleanly again. Got the handball back to Casey Meehan. Again off the left boot. They go into the forward line. Ball runs free. Going to be picked up there. Tyke on good hands. Comes out towards Haste. He needs to pick the ball up. Does so. Got tackled from behind. Ball comes out. It's going to be cleared. Zach Plant gets the ball out the back. It is slippery out there, boys. You might need some different stops in the boots, I think. Comes out the back, and there's 61, and that is Kerslake. He gets a kick. It is smothered. Goes back to Haste. He's tackled. Ball stripped out of his hands by the teammate, Zach Plant there, and then the umpire says he has put it down. And Hasty will be recipient of a free kick on centre wing just in front of our broadcast box. Let's keep it this side, boys. Much easier to commentate and to see what's going on. So Haste along the boundary line short, goes looking for, will find that player in Mulgrew, gets the ball a little further afield the circuit, goes into the forward line. Matty Tyquin's there, had the first touch on it. I thought he might have only marked that. And the ball has been pushed over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in, which will take place about 25 to 30 metres around from the behind post. Umpire about to restart play. Little fella there.
Grubby will know who it is.
Mason Dixon doing the ruckwick. That's not a bad throw, and that's an excellent throw in from the young fellow. Tapped the further afield there by Jarvis. Comes back to Mulgrew. Overran the ball. Picked up out there, and again, coming through the contest, I think that was Thulburn. He has tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said, let's give the ball back to me. So again, both sides not prepared to give any ground here as Wilson pushes down to make this contest. Ball, ruck contest. Ball comes out. Finn O'Keefe gets the handball out back to Haste. Haste on the left foot, goes into their forward line. Tyquin comes out, didn't take the mark. Burke's now arriving, picks the ball up. He's tackled, got rid of the ball, and it was picked up and cleared away. Or not cleared away, Anderson had it, but lost it pretty quickly. Goes back in the hands of Paddy Burke. Goes back to Finn O'Keefe, his kick. That ball must be slippery because they're not controlling it too well out there. Picked up by Haste, fed the ball out, goes into the hands of Donoghue, fends off, got a right foot boot, was smothered, goes back and tries to lay a tackle, but interfered with the player on the ground, which was Zach Plant, and he's going to be the recipient of this free kick. So a little bit of control needed to be taken here. Plant decides to come to our Sunbloom side again. McLeod slips in front of Meehan, goes back and collects the ball, has an option outside, uses him now. Kerslake goes further afield to Jacker. Again, he had trouble picking the ball up. Handball goes over the top, not quite to Wilson, but it ends up in the hands of McLeod. McLeod goes back to Jacker. Jacker goes back into the hands of Bissett now on the left boot. He loads up and goes long into their forward line. Players come out, ball gets through the contest. Dark stayed on the ground, has time to steady and go around the body, and that is a great start for the Thomson side. Their first goal goes on the board. We have played just over 3 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
You're right, Smithy. It was very slippery. The ball, like everybody that got the ball couldn't dispose of it well until this part just here. It was a handball to Jackson McLeod, which I thought it had to go over the top of Wilson, who's about 6'5", but it did. And from then on, they played some magnificent football down the ground, read the play beautifully, and that's a great opening goal for Thomson. And I tell you what, I reckon I saw Noel Fanning here earlier today. Have you seen him lately? No. Some old coot wearing a hat. If you run into him, say g'day to Fanner.
He's just slipped alongside the commentary box, hasn't he?
There he is.
To you, mate.
There he is. See?
All right, umpire the ball now. Had the ball up. Wilson and Jarvis to go at it again. Rucks up. Jarvis wins that one down, hits the ground, follows up, kicks the ball off the ground. Kicking Thompson into attack. Donoghue coming out on his own, gets the handball, misses the target. Troop picks it up. Handball's further in. Grozanowski running onto the ball. No, cut off there by Jarvis. Good work. And
he held on to him.
Paid a free kick for holding on. So Grozanowski will take the free kick deep in defence for Inverleigh. Gone 4.5 minutes in this first quarter. He comes out wide looking for Meehan. Ball bounces in front of Casey. Oh, that might have been out. The umpire says it was. So, not a great kick. Conditions not conducive to clean footy. So
he seemed to let that bounce. I thought he might have been able to get to it.
I think they need to check their bags for new boots. Spiders, a few blokes not standing up too well
if it was off my ball, he might have been disappointed with the effort. Anyway, ball comes back in. Knocked out. Jacker runs onto it. Can't control the footy. And out in front of the social rooms here at Godfrey Street, we're going to have a repeat of what we had about 10 seconds ago. So Wilson and Jarvis will lock horns again, put their hands in the air, let people know they're the ruckman. Ball comes in. Jarvis at the back wins a tap down to no one in particular. Casey Meehan runs through, try to handle, miss with it. Oh, nice little pick up there by Donoghue. Gets ball on the left foot, falls in the hands of Jackson McLeod. McLeod out to Jacker. Jacker swings around, goes for the barrel. A lot of height there, not a huge distance. Out in front of Bissett now. Bissett taps the ball back towards Troop, misses him. Picked up there. Inverleigh clearing kick, coming towards Finn O'Keefe. O'Keefe doesn't pick it up, misses it. Jarvis tries to pick it up and kick it. Great smother there, picked up there by Mowat, who's a new player. Bissett with the ball now, 50 out from goal, swings around. Bowls over everyone, except for Donoghue. Picks it up, handballs back. A great tackle there. Umpire comes in and says, that'll be my ball about 15 metres out from Thompson's goal. So
good decision, no prior opportunity at all.
Fantastic tackle there by Billy Cations. No, you're right, Grub, it was. All right. Ball thrown up, about 15 out. No one really wins the tap. Ball hits the deck, players falling out. It picked up there by was that 63 for Alford, wasn't it? Alford. Thompson, a quick snap for goal. Now boundary by scissors gone out, has he? Yep. Yes, he has.
Yep, that was Bissett.
Yep, there he is. Last bloke to get up.
He's going to get a free kick, Bissett here.
Must have talked his way into that one. So Nathan Bissett, probably 35 out on the boundary line, kicking towards the city end of Godfrey Street, Thomson Reserve. Frank Collard Oval. There's plenty of names here, mate.
Who's number 5 for Thomson?
Number 5,
He
Thomson.
fancies himself,
No idea.
Bissett.
Haven't got it. Bissett comes in.
Wow.
Might have fancied himself, mate, but he snuck it through for a minor score. That's 117 to Thomson.
Oh, we've got number 5 for Thomson out there. I don't know who it is.
You have two. Anyway, Fairhaven Home's first quarter scoreboard. So if someone from Thomson can, listening in the box, come and tell us who number 5 is. Thanks, Jules, going to get it.
So Donahue looks like he's going to do the kicking in duties now, and he decides to go long and straight down the middle he goes. Grundle in front, ball gets out the back, picked up out there. Actually, it wasn't picked up on by a free kick. It's going to Inverleigh. It looks like Warren's got the ball. Warren goes by hand outside to Templeton. Templeton, little short kick, wasn't great, into the hands of Charlie Donahue, who takes the mark and decides to turn around and kick the ball straight back into their half-forward line. Condy read that nicely, come out from defence, took the mark, looks inside. His kick wasn't good either. Mark has been intercepted, and it's in the Cam now with the ball. Gives the ball, and he goes short into their forward line. Let's kick the kick. I'll tell you what, it's a bit like watching Winchelsea and whoever we saw that day out there. They're just going to keep turning the ball over. This time, that was a good kick there from Templeton. Goes into the hands of Finn O'Keefe.
Right.
So O'Keefe now gets the ball, and he's going to go long and drive the ball into their half-forward line. And Mead Harding. Thank you, thanks for that.
Thanks, Jules.
Yep. The ball now goes across the ground. That was a nice kick. Mark is not taking it there. Hussey had it but lost it. So now Kerslake, a little short kick. He goes forward into the hands of Plant. Plant from the half-back line. Another short and low kick to Jackson McLeod. Intercepted there by Gwozdanowski. Went back and collected it. Got the handball outside. Goes to Robertson. Robertson now into the hands of Donahue. His kick was smothered. Robertson went back and collected it. Needs support on hands and knees. Handed it straight back to Thompson and Cam. He's on his feet again. Robertson got the ball over to Condy. Condy missed the handball, and there's a free kick
for a hold.
Condy.
And it's going to go to looks
Robertson?
like Robertson's got it. Goes short. Better kick into the hands out there of Condy. Got a runner outside. Used him now. Goes back to Robertson. Looks up. Left boot. Goes back into their half-forward line. Tyquin comes up from behind. Ball gets out the back. Inverleigh through, I think that's Ryan Gerard there. Line on top of the ball. He's over the top. Now he might be in trouble.
The ball is going
And
to get.
umpire spread the legs. Yes, it will be a free kick, and it's going to the defence of Thomson. So Thomson now got the ball in their half-back line. Ball is kicked out there. Barnett it is. Goes back sideways. I think that's Donahue far side of the road there. I don't think the short option out of defence is going to be too well liked by the coaches out there this afternoon. The spoil there from Crowley knocks the ball back to the boundary line. O'Keefe had it. Handball's back inside. Grundle got his boot to ball, but only as far as Donahue, and Donahue intercepts the mark, and he will transfer play across the ground. Kick, I had to be good, and was only just because Jolly comes in and takes the mark. He's at their centre-half back position. Got the handball outside now, so they'll be able to run the ball. Thulburn goes right down the line. That's a nice-looking kick, making the ground. And it was mark taken out there by Mowat. He's not come from Geelong West, has he, this bloke, has he?
No,
That's a different one.
Come down from the bush.
Okay, so Mowat now. Is this
Mulga
one that missed?
Bill.
Oh, Mulga Bill, that's right.
No, it
The
was
ball
Mulgrew. Anyway.
into the half-forward line, coming through, reading the nice off the pack. Was picked up by Hodgson, but he was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said no prior opportunity. Good tackle. Ball will come back to the umpire just outside their forward 50. We've gone 10 minutes. Fairhaven Home's first quarter scoreboard reached Thomson at 1-1. Inverleigh are yet to score.
Ball goes up, tapped down by Wilson. Robertson's been everything so far, slaps on the boot, but only as far as Jolly. Jolly now swings it on the left for Thompson, looking for Jackson McLeod, misses him. Bissett taps the ball back cleverly, McLeod runs onto it, tries to break the tackle, does so in the end, but the ball knocked out by Jacob Templeton, so cleaning up there across the half-back line for Inverleigh. Just inside the forward 50 for Thompson, the ball will be thrown back in, the ruck's coming across. We've certainly got Wilson there, but I can't see him up for, finally the hand's gone up. Ball comes in. It's was that Mead Harding wins the tap down. Jackson McLeod running onto the ball, taps it forward. Probably clever in the wet conditions, but only as far as Inverleigh. Ball kicked out long. Was that by Hussey? Put down after he kicked. Had a free kick, but anyway, overran the ball, picking the ball up beautifully. There was Matty Tyquin. Has time to steady. Look at options. Hussey slips. Might have to go put those screw-ins again. Picked up there by O'Halloran. Doesn't really go too far at the handball. Again, Leighton Thomson wraps it up. Ball spills free. Nice long boot out here. You got Jacker and Circuit fighting it. Circuit did well in front there. Unfortunately, couldn't hold the mark. Jacker kicks the ball off the ground. Donahue on the centre wing. Picks it up quickly. Kicks the ball long back into the Inverleigh forward line. Flying for the ball was Sheedy. She couldn't hold the mark. Ball still free. I think Hussey's... is that Hussey? No, it wasn't Hussey. Got a free kick. Mays, sorry. They've all got tape on the same shoulder, Dale. It's confused me. Should be able to tell by the green boots.
He's got the green boots.
The green boots. Looks like Kermit's self-pleasured and got himself on the feet.
Anyway. Very interesting with Donahue. He's had about 4 or 5 touches and they've all gone to Thomson players. That never happens.
Nathan Mays has a shot for goal. Unfortunately misses to the right. That is Inverleigh's first score. 1 behind. Trailing Thompson 1-1-7. Fairhaven Homes. First quarter goal. First quarter goal. We've gone 12 minutes. Good. Change the boots. Ball brought back in now. Far side. Looking for Mead Harding. Ball punched away. Picked up here by Inverleigh. Quick hands. Get out of the way. Casey Mean gets the ball. The umpires paid a free kick. Paid advantage. Casey Mean 50 out. Looks up. Chips the ball over. Looking for Dixon. Dixon's taking a fantastic grab under all sorts of pressure. That is a genuine hospital pass. That was by Casey. But Mason Dixon protected the space beautifully.
I reckon that might be Warren, didn't it?
Oh, it is Warren too. There you go. He was in the back line a minute ago, Dale.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's under 10s. They're playing whatever they like.
Yep, just go and chase the ball. Like this.
Anyway, Braden Warren did a fantastic job there to hold that ball up. Having a shot now from probably 40 out. Slide angle. Coming in now. Kicking towards the showgrounds end here at Thomson. Nice kick off the boot. Has just pushed it across for Inverleigh's second behind. They go to 2 behinds. Trailing Thompson 1-1-7. We've gone 13 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
So the ball is going to be brought in from full-back position. It's good to see Maguire back in that position now. Over the top to Donahue. Donahue looks back inside. Kick wasn't good. Was touched off the boot. Picked up out there by Anderson on the right boot. He transfers play back towards Bissett. Couldn't pick it up. Has support though. Picked up by Cam. Kick was smothered. Bissett put himself in the right spot and got the ball back again. Went back into their half-forward line, but Mays will take the mark on his chest in defence. This is what I've liked about him this year. He's gone back into defence to help out. Comes outside.
That's 50.
Mark has been taken there by Mulgrew. So Mulgrew has now got the ball. And he will look to deliver the ball back inside in the middle of the ground. Kick nearly made it to Circuit, but picked up by O'Keefe. He went into the half-forward line. Standing there taking the mark as Mowat. So he now transfers play to the far side of the ground. Gerard's out there. He'll take the mark and run on the left boot. Goes short into the forward line. Coming out, Mark wasn't taking Maguire. Attacked that nicely, but it's picked up by Circuit. He might have the right stops in because he doesn't have any trouble turning. Ball goes back and they run the ball from defence. It's going to be cleared away now. So Thompson through Thulburn. Bring the ball out. That's a nice looking kick. Goes out towards his teammate there in Hodgson. He couldn't take the mark. Donahue taps the ball out to Mays. Mays back to Meehan. Meehan on the left boot. Goes into the half-forward line. Hayes come up and he will take the mark. So Hayes now has the ball. Goes short towards Donahue, but over the top. Hussey, mark not taken again. Picked up and cleared away by Kerslake. Goes back towards the coach's, towards our commentary box, but goes over the bounce on the full. Free kick will go to the Inverleigh side.
Grubby thinks he's a coach, so...
Well, Jarks have played with Circuit at North Shore.
Probably, yeah.
Well, he's just there. Why don't you ask him?
Well, yeah, you talk to him. You're closer.
He probably did.
So, ball now with Meehan. Plays on now. Steps around Jarks on the mark and goes into their half-forward line. Ball out there. Good hands there from Grundle. Probably just a bit too far out. Little chip up over the top. Saw Hussey went in that direction. That's a good kick. And a good mark to Hussey, who stands his ground. So, Hussey now will go back from about 25 metres out. Almost directly in front and shoot for goal.
That's what they needed from him. I reckon he's got to about 3 contests where I thought he probably could have got the ball and he never quite made it. But that one, fantastic. Got to put his body in the way and took a good mark.
So Hussey now with a chance to put Inverleigh in front for the first time this afternoon. Kicks that goal, kicks it low. And that is a good kick off the boot. So he has his first and Inverleigh's first. They are 1-2. They lead Thomson 1-1. 15 and a half minutes gone. First quarter, Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Look, it's not a great game because of the kicking. And both sides are kicking to oppositions and they haven't been able to get their kicking boots on. When it does, I think it might turn into a fair dinkum contest. But Inverleigh hanging in there. I don't know if there's any breeze. I can't see the trees moving much.
I think it's just a slipness on the ground. That's what contend with, as you said, kicking.
Whoever starts kicking to position better or first, will be the better side at the moment. Jackson McLeod's had it 5 times, and he probably hasn't done much with it either.
Dixon in the middle now to take on Jarvis. Ball's thrown up. Jarvis wins it straight down to Anderson. Anderson, long kick into their forward line, looking for Bissett. Sorry, Mead Harding. It should have been pretty Mark. Swings around on his left foot, has a flying shot at goal. Billy Cation's there to make sure it goes through for a minor score. So Andrew Mead Harding's on the board for Thomson, who are now 1-2-8. Scores level with Inverleigh. Fairhaven Home's first sort of scoreboard. Ball being brought back in by Cations. Comes out wide to Alford. Alford takes the mark just on the 50-metre line of their defensive zone. He looks back in. Goes to Donahue. Probably cost him 20 metres, but Donahue with the ball now.
He might kick it 15.
He might,
further.
yes. Looking for options. Coming out wide here. Oh, what a great spoil that was.
Yeah, but
Don't know if it was a
wasn't
smart
great
kick. It's not like Ryan Garrard's, 7'2", but anyway, ball was punched out beautifully there by Kerslake. So 65 metres round from the Thomson goal. Ball being brought in right in front of the social club rooms here. And boundary umpire, what a great throw is that is. We got Dixon who takes the ball, almost takes the ball out of the air. Ball hits the deck. Meehan jumps on it. Anderson kicks the ball off the ground. Could have been a free kick, but wasn't. That Troop fighting for the ball now. Almost picks it up, knocks it out. Stacks on the mill again. Could be a pattern for the day, the way it's going. Umpire comes and says, my ball, thank you. I don't know what they're asking for here, but who wants a free kick?
Well, I think they're trying to say he dragged it in, but I didn't think he did.
Yeah, I didn't think he did either. So anyway.
Neither did the umpire, so good decision.
That's right. So Meehan's going to go up in the ruck this time. He's beaten for it point blank. Ball hits the deck. Leading onto it, Cam gets a quick kick on the right foot, only as far as Donahue, who loads up from centre half back, kicks the ball to centre half forward. Contest, ball hits the deck. Hussey almost grabbed it. That's a free kick, I think. Completely wrapped around the. That must be. Is that
Eden?
Is that Eden?
Oh,
So I had him as 43, and it's 43 on the sheet. So Eden goes long. Ball into the full forward line for Thomson here. Picked up there by who was that? Templeton. Yeah, Templeton goes wide. Robertson now down on the outer wing, looking for, not finding Paddy Burke. Picked up beautifully. Was that Mulgrew again, number 1, picking the ball up, kicking it in. Handball over the top here. Run on it beautifully. Not time. Kicked the ball there. Jacker leading back, picks it up. Meehan hot in his heels. Jacker gets the ball out towards Tholman. Tholman, nice little handball out. Clearing kick. 2-on-1 contest here. What I nearly grabbed it was Jarvis. Ball hits the deck, fighting for it now. Ball falls in the hands of Hussey, gives a quick little handball up. I don't know who kicked that one, but was that Burke, was it? But the ball was dropped on the last line of fence by Maguire and through for a minor score to Burke. So 1-3 leads Thomson 1-2. Ball will be brought back in, a short little kick in, and it's been taken by, Mark has been taken there. I can't say who is that. Is that Sheedy?
No, I think maybe.
Maybe anyway. The ball comes in falls in the hands of Zach Plant. Plant switches play, comes across, not a great kick, beats everybody. Meehan picks the ball up, breaks a tackle, but is knocked over in the. I don't know what that was, but he attempted to do something. Mulgrew with a nice quick handball over to Burke. Burke goes in short, and we've got Warren. Warren must be playing at full forward while Mason Dixon's in the ruck. So Braden Warren, probably 40 out, 45 out, 45-degree angle.
Well, won't be the easiest kick he's ever had, I can tell you.
If there is any breeze, I reckon it's coming across his right shoulder, Grub. Anyway, Warren, very deliberate approach. Well, it's the boots. A nice-looking kick, mate. It's coming back, and it's home. Braden Warren gets his first. Inverleigh second. Inverleigh 2-3-15, leading Thomson 1-2-8. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard. We've got 20 minutes.
A very, very close contest. All around the ground, it's pretty close. It's tight. And Inverleigh just happened to break away there, but I think it was probably a poor kick over here. I think it might have been Zach Plant. He didn't really give his teammate a real fair go at it. And the Inverleigh boys were able to clear it away. What Casey Meehan was doing, I'll never know. But there was nobody tackling him, so you're not going to pay a free kick. And
he threw it at his boot.
He tried to kick it, but no one was tackling him.
Would have come to us.
But in the end, a beautiful, magnificent Fairhaven home goal of the day contender.
Jarvis flips a tap down again, kicked off the ground there from Circuit, goes into their half-forward line. Finn O'Keefe come out. He was taken without the ball.
He
One
was.
by allowed things to go on. Tyquin feeds the ball out, goes to Hussey. Hussey runs inside 50, looks up, short pass, and Grundle on a lead comes out and takes the mark. Go back and kick the goal, son.
Last time we saw Huzzy, he looked all right.
Yep.
But he was just not right there. I'll tell you what, he's opened up today's game in pretty good fashion.
So Dol Grundle now kick from about 35 metres out. He's not about a 45-degree angle. Comes in, kicks at the goal. Low, flat, but it is offline and through for a minor score. So Inverleigh now to 2-4. And Thompson on 1-2.
Do you reckon against any side you've got to take your opportunities, but against the ladder leaders you can't muck around with these opportunities. You've got to kick goals.
So Jard Anderson now, well, it's actually Thomson that does the kicking in duties. That's a great kick out of defence. Ball gets towards Meehan on centre wing. He takes the mark, or didn't take the mark, got the handball out, fed the ball forward. Again, they try to keep the ball flowing, but it's going to be picked up by Plant now. Thompson now go back into their half-forward line. Donahue read that nicely, takes the mark, and will set things up again from defence for Inverleigh. On the half-back line, far side of the ground from where we sit. And now he's going to load up and go back to their half-forward line. In front, the ball is not marked. Then Jarvis comes across and knocks the ball over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in, which will take place in between centre wing and half-forward but for the Inverleigh side. Wilson and Jarvis to go at it once again. Wilson gets the ball out the back. Picked up out there, may have been Mays, who tries to run himself out of the contest, but was tackled straight away. Umpire says, let's bring the ball back.
Smithy, Wilson's back in there. Gee, it highlights what you were saying earlier about McEwen Walsh, doesn't it?
Yep. So the ball now taken there by Plant, got the handball outside, only as far as Meehan. He's been good early in this first quarter, goes forward. Warren takes the mark. Well, I'm not too sure what Mull was doing. He was standing there looking. So I think he think there was going to be a free kick back down the field. And
doesn't matter. You got to play to the whistle, and he should have
it.
attempted a spoil of some kind.
So you would think Warren, after his last kick of goal, is a fair chance to kick his second in this quarter. So Warren now steps in, kicks that goal. It's low, it is offline, and through for a minor score. He has 1 goal, 2. Inverleigh now to 2-5. Thompson to 1 goal, 2. 23 minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Maguire to bring the ball back in here. And Travis Maguire looking at options and decides to go straight down the middle. Cam leads straight over his head, but has a chance to pick the ball up here. Does so. Does it really well. Cam on the right foot. Kicking to the centre half forward. Sharks leads in the race. Jackson McLeod just says, I'll have it. And they knocked each other over, spilt the ball. Stacks on the mill now. No talk there, Grub.
No, there wasn't, but it does highlight the fact that they do want the footy. I just don't think Jackson McLeod saw Jarks coming.
No. Anyway, ball thrown up by umpire Wilson, and no one really wins a tap down. Means keeps his feet, try to take it out of the pack. Didn't happen. Let in now. Ball up in the same spot again. So Poodle's got a very interesting haircut this week. A bit different than it has been. Looks like he's been at the shearing sheds. So Wilson and Jarvis go at it again. Jarvis wins that one cleanly, but on the ground, fighting for the ball in Inverleigh. Look forward, Anderson overrunning a bit there. Diving in again now, picking the ball up was Circuit. Circuit gets the handball out. Kicked forward by Inverleigh, picked up at the back. Well, that might be a free kick for 2, I would have thought. The umpire blindsided, didn't see it. Grub?
Not sure it was. I reckon he got him like high on the body, but it might not have been around the neck.
I think it was right across the shoulder. Now Ruckman going out again, centre wing. Ball goes in the air. Wilson goes early. Jarvis wins the tap down again cleanly, looking for Jacker. No movement again. So
bad decision.
Hang on,
bad decision. That's a bad one. He did not.
Anyway,
drag it in. He had the ball in his hands.
Sam Jacker, the recipient of the free kick there. Circuit was probably unfairly pinned, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Kick toward Cam. Cam sport beautifully there. Ball knocked out of bounds in front of Donahue. That's a great bit of work there by Mitch Alford to get to the contest and knock the ball away.
Here's the difference. If you drag it in, you have to get it out.
Yep.
That's the rule.
Yep.
But if you don't drag it in, then you need prior opportunity, and he didn't have any at that particular time.
Ball thrown in. Favours Cam, who just slaps it forward. Meehan dies on top of it again. I don't know if they're going to pay that one, are they? No, the ball comes free. Nope, not again. Hang on, the umpire's paid a... Is that a sling tackle?
Circuit's got the ball.
I didn't even see a tackle.
Oh, I saw a tackle, but I don't know who made it.
Anyway, no, it was going to... Sam Jacker tried to get it. But didn't end up with it anyway. Go forward looking for Jackson McLeod. Ball falls short. Meehan picks it up, knocked out of his hands. Picks it up again. Handball a bit better than he's pinned him for dropping the ball, has he? Umpire's pinned Casey May in there for dropping the ball. So, here's the way it goes. It means we have Jackson Sheedy to have a shot at goal for Thomson. Probably 30 metres out, slight angle. See if the breeze is blowing anything, it's coming over his left shoulder, so he might want to go a bit towards the left goal post from where we sit. Anyway, Thomson probably need this one. Inverleigh have dominated, probably should be further in front. Anyway, Sheedy comes in now. Stuttering run, ball hits the boot, just pushed it to the right. Through for a minor score. So Thomson go to 1-3-9, trailing Inverleigh 2-5-17. We've gone 26.5 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Donahue are doing the duties of the kicking in now, and from full back decides again to go along outside 50 towards centre wing. Ball spoiled from behind. Ball goes back towards the boundary line. First to arrive is Donahue on the right boot. Goes back into their half forward line. In front, McLeod. Interference there, says the umpire. Free kick will go to Jackson McLeod. So he's got the ball probably about 40 out. And again, a difficult shot from that pocket.
He's pretty mercurial. If anyone can kick him from there, he can.
So McLeod now is taking his time and lining it up. Let's hope he doesn't look for the time clock on the scoreboard to see how long he's got to go. McLeod now steps in, kicks that goal. It is low and well offline. It is out of bounds on the full.
Spot on, Grub. Spot on.
That wasn't very mercurial.
I told you, he probably had a glance at the clock and said, I've only got 3 seconds to go.
I'm running out of time.
Got to start to rush myself. So the free kick going to Inverleigh and Donahue once again. So again, the kick long. This time actually not as long as the last one. Good bit of elevation there. Ball comes back to the front of the pack. Picked up there by Circuit as a siren sounds to end the first quarter here at Frank Collard Oval, which will see Thomson go in at 1-3. They trail Inverleigh 2-5. And goal kickers at this stage of the day. Brent Jarks is the only goal kicker for the Thomson side, and for Inverleigh, James Hussey and Braden Warren both have one. Take a short break, come back, second quarter action not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Back here, the GDFL broadcast match of the day at Godfrey Street sees Inverleigh, the visitors, 2-5-17, leading Thomson 1-3-9. Grubby, thoughts of the first quarter, mate?
Well, yeah, before I do that, I'll go through
scores.
a couple of scores if you like. Geelong West Giants 2 goals 4-16, at Belpost Hill 1-1-7. East Geelong 2-3-15, Corio 1-2-8. Winchelsea 6-2-38, Werribee 2 straight points, and Bannockburn 4-4-28. North Geelong 3-6-24, and of course we got the game here. I enjoyed that quarter. It was pretty tight for most of it, but I thought in the second half of the quarter, I just thought Inverleigh dominated proceedings. When the loose balls hit the ground, they were the team to be on it, and they just looked like they were the better side for the second half of the quarter. But unfortunately, when you do that, you've got to kick straight. And 2-5, I thought. I tell you what, I thought it could have been 6-1 because I thought there were some goals there that they really should have kicked and they really need to kick if they're playing against a good side like Thomson. But, yeah, look, I think we're in for a pretty good game. Thomson, I'm not quite sure where the wind's going. I don't think it's that much of a factor. We'll probably get a bit of an idea. I know in the seconds it was sort of going the other way. The scoring end. Yeah, but the scoring in the seconds was to the right of our screen. So, to be quite honest, I think Thomson might show us a bit in this quarter and might tell us whether that's right or wrong. Look, it's hard to get good players because everybody chipped in. I thought Donahue down back, although he didn't dispose of the ball as well as he usually does. I thought Wilson broke even in the ruck. Huzzy looked a real good footballer, Huzzy, and I think they've got to keep their eye on him. And I thought Casey Meehan, he got a fair bit of the ball as well. Jackson McLeod looked dangerous, but still yet to do something with the footy. Tholburn was steady down back. Charlie Donahue, he's had about 8 or 9 possessions in the first quarter, Charlie, so he's in for a big day if he continues that. And, of course, Jarvis on Wilson, as I said, great contest and probably breaking even at the moment. So, yeah, look, we'll see how the second quarter goes, but I just worry that there is a breeze that way. I know we can't feel it in here, but I just hope that they don't go bang, 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 bang and send us home at half time, boys.
There was definitely a breeze before the game with that back of the box opening, Grub, so I don't know where that's gone, but...
They closed the door.
Yeah, well, that makes a difference. But as I said, you looked at the trees and you would think that, well they kicked pretty long out of full back, didn't they?
Yeah.
Thompson kicked out, so... Yeah, maybe it's... the only thing is, let's hope it dries the ground out, because I said there's a lot of players still slipping and sliding a little bit and not being able to get their feet like they probably should. So.
What happened to screw-ins, Dale?
Yeah, I don't know whether they have an alternative pair these days, mate. It's one pair fits all these days.
Well, usually those shark cats and the stuff they use, they're as good as the screw-ins anyway, aren't they?
Not.
I've got no idea, mate. I would never have bought a boot for that.
They'll finish playing with this and knock his own screws in, mate.
Yeah, the old boot stutter in his days.
He used to turn them the other way when I didn't like somebody.
Just get him on the gravel at Belpost Hill, mate, and shart him up after the umpire been in and checked your boots.
Yeah, it's not the free-time reserves champion Geelong brilliant player. You wouldn't do that, would you?
Nah, not me, mate. I told you anytime I got reported when I was coaching.
I got reported as a runner.
Yeah, well...
You know what I done? I hooked Toothy.
And they reported you for it?
No, they let me off.
Public service. Hello, Wayne. He's here today, actually. Seen Toothy earlier.
Yeah, good to see the boys here. Big Bull Welsh, he's here too.
Yeah.
And I just reckon they're witnessing a pretty good game of football. As you say, they are slipping, and the kicking to position hasn't been great, but the attack on the ball from both sides has been terrific.
All I can say that is the pressure, mate. I think the pressure's a different level, and that's probably showing in the disposal.
Oh, my word.
All right, need the promo for the second quarter, and then we'll get underway once the crowd clears. We're not getting the promo. Still, I can't hear me. So anyway.
Well, we'll just keep going.
We will.
And you watch.
There we go.
There it is. Good on you, Steelo.
Think still waiting for us to tell them it's okay to go.
Right?
I think Dupp was waiting for us to tell them it's okay to go.
Yeah.
Well, AFL might wait for the red light to come up, is he?
Righto, whenever you're ready, Dupper.
A couple of kids inside the boundary line just to make sure they're through over the other side.
Dale's got a mouthful of lolly, thanks to our fabulous trainer.
Yeah, thanks to Noddy, you can get any. But that's
They're,
all right.
they're right here, Grub, if you want one.
What do you reckon? I've got arms like a spider.
There you are, Grub.
Thanks. Thank you.
Sook.
Righto, umpire Cranny's ball in the air once again. Play about to start here, second quarter action. And Wilson and Jarvis will be going at it. This time Jarvis up over the top, goes to Plant, look to get the handball out. But Tykeman's intercepted there. Anderson on hands and knees, but it's picked up by Meehan again. He goes into their half-forward line. The ball through Mulgrew, gets the ball to ground, picked up by Jacker though. Looks to get the handball out, has support, went back to Donahue. Donahue feeds the ball back to Thulburn. He goes back looking towards Jacker, gets over the top of his head, picked up from Tyken, going the other way, and again they go long back into their forward line. Dixon sets himself up and over the top, picked up Robertson, looked to give the handball away, did so nicely to Grundle into a goal square, and he kicks a goal. So Dolt Grundle gets his first of the afternoon and a good start for Inverleigh. They move to 3-5, almost 40 seconds that has taken. Buckley's Entertainment, second sort of scoreboard. It is 3-5, Inverleigh 1-3, Thomson.
I tell you what, they're playing pretty good footy, Inverleigh. I thought it was close early, but they're really starting to get the footy, give it to their teammates, and that's a good start for them. And now Thomson, they're going to have to fight back here. Meehan gets himself into the game, and Thomson are going to. They haven't been under a lot of pressure lately, but the pressure's on them now.
Umpire about to restart it again. The ball in the air. This time Wilson gets the ball out, runs forward. Robinson coming through the contest. Picked the ball up, took the knock, give it to Circuit. Circuit just puts it into their half-forward line. Mulgrew come out, got the ball, looked for the handball back inside. Went back looking towards Circuit, but it's picked up there by Plant. On the left boot, he goes out wide looking for and will find Bissett. No, he won't. Couldn't quite get to the ball. Ball goes over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in on the far side.
You want to stretch the hamstrings there, young Nath.
Yeah, it did look like he pulled a little short then, didn't he?
Yeah.
So umpire now just waiting. He's got Wilson and Jarvis across there. Ball thrown back in by the umpire. That's also another good throw in. Back to the front of the contest. Cleared away. I'm not too sure who it was, but Mulgrew has put himself in front of the contest and he's taken the mark. So he's looking for some options coming past him. He has one now, and Robertson gives the handball out, and they go into their half-forward line. Hussey leads in the race for the ball. Looks at his options, goes round. That's a nice-looking kick. Hayes comes out, couldn't take the mark. Picked up out there. Thompson now looked to deliver the ball from Jacket. Go back towards centre wing. In front, McLeod couldn't take the mark. Picked up out the back. Goes to Troop. Troop in the handball. Goes further afield. I think that was Eden that puts the ball into their half-forward line. Jarks in front. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Mead Harding in front. He couldn't take the mark. Picked up by Alfred of Inverleigh. Got round the oncoming traffic. Got the handball over to Grozdanowski. Handballs back inside to Burke. Little chip kick. Went looking for Donahue, but then interception mark being taken by McLeod. He looks up and goes quickly into their half-forward line.
Great
Good
kick, Jackson
and the
McLeod.
mark has been taken there by Bissett. And I think he is in range, Nathan Bissett. And he can go back and shoot for goal.
Definitely in range.
I don't think he's confident. He's still looking for someone to come at him. Cam comes, but he doesn't ignores it now. So he's now going to take it upon himself to go back and kick towards goal. So Nathan Bissett steps in now. Kicks from right on 50. Got the distance. Has he? No. Touched on the line and has been forced through for a minor score. So Thomson now to 1-4. Inverleigh 3-5. 3 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
Donahue with the kicking duties. Just chips it in short. So can't tell what the breeze is going to do there. The short kick. Now coming out defence, Inverleigh, far side of the ground. It's a beautiful long kick. Brundle puts the hands up. So that was Tyke and put the hands up, spilt it. Fires the handball out towards Templeton. Beats everybody out of bounds on the far side of the ground. Pretty much centre wing, maybe just forward for Thomson. Boundary umpire has been very good. The throw-ins have been fantastic. Rucks about to go at it again. Jarvis and Wilson. Ball comes in. Favours Jarvis. He gets both hands to it, taps it down towards Anderson. Kicked off the ground there. Handball up. Lands in the hands of Circuit, who fires another handball forward. Looking long was Grundle. Looking down here towards Dixon. What a great kick that was. Dixon takes the mark on the lead. Plays on straight away. Goes to check side from the pocket. And unfortunately...
That might be...
I thought it was
ambitious.
It was. I think it was a little bit ambitious, mate. But anyway, he's had a crack at it, and he went the banana there.
Don't start that rubbish.
Inverleigh 3-6-24, leading Thomson 1-4-10. We've gone just on 4.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
You just keep going on with that, and I'm going to go home.
The play on straight away, running down the middle is Stolburn. Stolburn looks in, finds Anderson. Anderson takes mark. Robinson fell over there, but Anderson takes the mark, turns around, centre wing, plays on, looking for Jarks. Great kick, great hands by Jarks in front of Billy Cations. Not much you can do about that. Jarks looking for options up forward. Space has been closed down pretty quick. He's ended up chipping the ball across. Nearly falls in the arms of Troop. Drops what he should have taken. Donahue picks up on the left foot. Knocked out of the bounds there, and we'll have a boundary line throw in right in front of the Inverleigh coach's box. It's spoiled by Hodgson there. So boundary umpire about to throw the ball back in. Got Wilson and Jarvis to go at it. Ball comes in. Wilson wins that one, falls over the back into the hands of Zach Plant. Onto that trusty left foot, goes across looking for Bissett. Bissett didn't quite take them up. He's good enough to pick them off the ground on his left foot. Looking in towards Troop. Ball comes over the back, lands in the hands of Cam. Umpire's paid a freak, and I think it was probably there, Grub.
Yeah, I thought so.
Was probably there. So Darcy Troop from almost the point of the square, slight angle, has a chance to go back and kick his first of the afternoon and the second for Thomson.
We haven't seen much of the big fella.
No, doesn't need much of the ball, but Troop has gone back and he's tugged that one left and missed from the goal square. Watching Sydney Geelong last night.
And watching the bloke that kicked for the Ruckman from Sydney.
Yes. So Thomson go to 1-5-11, trailing Inverleigh 3-6-24. We've gone 6 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
He very nonchalant, just wandered back and kicked it. Take your 25 seconds, line it up and kick. He did kick through it, but he just leaned back and thought he'd get it easy.
Donahue long down the middle. Dalton Grundle crashed into the back of the pack. Ball falls out. Is it picked up by Mowat? Wrapped up immediately there in a tackle. Almost true centre of the ground, just outside the centre circle. It's a great tackle by Mulgrew, who's been very impressive. So, ball in the air now, Wilson versus Jarvis. Wilson wins this one down. No one in particular, finally picked up there by Jarvis again. Rucked his own ball. Taking off the ground here by Tholburn. Overruns it. So does Mulgrew. Got Stacks on the middle. Here we go. I don't think he's going to be in there for help here. The ball will be thrown up by the umpire right in front of the commentary box. Centre wing, club room side. So Wilson and Jarvis have done for first quarter and a half. Up they go again. Wilson wins that one down. Falls to Robertson. Gets a quick handball out. The circuit hand to Wilson. Wilson goes long into the forward line. Goes to the top of everybody. Keeps bouncing on. Picked up. Dalton picked that one up as well, has it? Dalton done it. Been touched off the boot. It was a call by the goal umpire immediately. So Dalton Grundle has his second behind for the day. Inverleigh go to 3-7-25, leading Thomson 1-5-11.
Rain not far away again by the looks of things, and it's on to you now with the ball in the back pocket. He's just going to decide to go straight down the line. Short kick goes looking for Anderson, just inside 50. Nice kick. Has Jacker further afield. He goes in the direction, but Hayes slips in and takes the mark and plays on and goes back into their forward line quickly. In the front, Dixon read the flight of the ball nicely and slips in front. Takes the mark and can go back and shoot at his first goal for the afternoon. He's actually had one shot, missed the first one, but has an opportunity now. From about 25 to 30 metres out.
We watched Haste last time. I think it was against Werribee. I thought he was just going. He was just an average run-of-the-mill player. But by crikey, he started off well today. He's played a pretty good game earlier.
Not much of him.
Got himself involved.
No, but he has. He's got himself involved, and he's done really, really well today.
Son of the president at Inverleigh.
Is he?
Yep.
So Mason Dixon now with an opportunity to stretch the lead. Stands at 14 points at the moment. Nice steady approach coming into goal. Kicks that goal. He liked it as soon as it left his boot, Mason Dixon, and that's his first of the afternoon and the fourth for Inverleigh. They move to 4-7. They lead Thomson on 1-4. We have gone 8.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
When he first come on the scene, Smith, he took some marks and he looked the goods and he kicked about 1,000,000 points. He just couldn't line them up. But obviously he's got the training, he's practiced it, and all of a sudden he's improved his kicking for goal. That was a lovely kick for goal, and it's put Inverleigh right in the van here.
Time to respond for Thomson if they're going to, I think. Back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Thrown in the air now. Wilson up early, ball comes out, picked up there by Jarvis, puts boot to ball, goes into their half-forward line. Templeton in front, takes the mark, decides to go quickly.
Oh, no.
Troop got his hand on the ball, brought it down. He went back after the player in Finn O'Keefe and was a little bit high, front on. And the free kick will go to Finn O'Keefe. I think it is on that far side of the ground. So he's got the ball still in their defensive side, half-back line. Just looking to go short and wide, back to Templeton.
Troopy stuck his hand up while he was in the ruck, didn't he? The ball hit it.
Yeah. So Templeton now just looking at his options, which will be straight down the half.
Great hands.
Ball line, and it's been taken there by Grundle. Good hands coming out. He decides to go and goes towards centre half forward. Circuit's there, out the back, ball hit the ground. Inverleigh with some numbers, picked up by Circuit once again, goes quickly into the forward line. Dixon again in front, couldn't hang on to the mark this time. Takes over the top, tries to put the pressure on. Umpire says yes, I think he's got him.
He's going to play hold the ball here, and I think he's right
Dixon
too.
from the pocket will have another opportunity here to go back and shoot for goal.
Will he go the banana again, Dale?
The banana.
No, that's it. No, I'm going. I'm going.
Well, you can't keep drop punt from there, Grub.
Anyway.
Oh, he's going to go round the corner, left foot. One step, I tell you
He's
what,
kicked
he's done that nicely. Mason Dixon here on fire, son. He had his second for the afternoon and the fifth now for Inverleigh. They are 5-7. They lead Thomson on 1-4, 10.5, almost 11 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
How old is he, young Mason Dixon? He's not that old.
No, I don't think so. Don't think so.
That was really clever play from a kid. If he tries to wrestle and fight for the ball, then I'm pretty sure the umpire balls it up. But he doesn't. He sits back, he puts his hand up and says, hey, ump. He's not trying to get it out. And the ump says, you're right. So that was very, very clever play and a beautiful goal, and definitely a Fairhaven Homes contender for goal. What I saw the Fairhaven Humes drive in the ute into their displays. Beautiful Homes. Beautiful.
Wonderful. Back in the middle now. Jarvis wins the tap down. Ball falls to Bissett, overruns it. Running through now was Finn O'Keefe, wrapped up immediately in a tackle. Ball not going up. I'll give him time to get it out, but it's been knocked back in by somebody. And the umpire will take the ball now and ball it up. So, I won't say it's the most skillful game, Grub, but geez, the intensity's been fantastic.
It's been terrific.
Wilson, Jarvis at it again. Ball's up. Wilson wins that one down. Grabbed out of the pack. No, we're not going here again, so the umpire's going to come in and say, listen, I get paid per ball up, I'll have another one. So, look for the free kick coming soon to clear the congestion. Wilson and Jarvis go at it. Wilson reaches over the top, wins a tap down. Ball kicked forward to Inverleigh. Finn O'Keefe punches the ball in mid-air, then knocked down again. Genuine ping-pong picked up here by Robertson. Goes forward looking for Dixon. Ball spoiled away. Shoot, he tries to run onto it. Diving on the ball was, what has he paid here? Umpire's paid a throw. Throw by Hussey. Anyway, so the resultant free kick to be taken by Thomson deep in defence.
Just drops his eyes off the footy a little bit, Mason Dixon, in the pack there. He's got to learn that he's got to keep his eyes on the ball all the way.
Short kick into Plant. 40 out from his defensive goal. Robertson stands and marks that. Plant decides to go short again out wide. Nice and kick from Donahue. Just had too much on it. It's got out of bounds on the full. The boundary up by said just kept going. Anyway, looks like is that Hayes with the resultant free kick. So Hayes to drive Inverleigh back into attack just outside the 50. Gone short. It's gone over everybody completely. Ball hits the deck here. Tholman good enough to pick up his own spilt mark. Over to Jacka. Jacka handballs the ball out. Long kick now for Thomson. Going forward. Coming out Jackson McLeod. Takes the mark on the chest. Turns around quickly. Umpire said play on. Looking long. Jarks running onto the ball here beautifully. Nope. Donahue does enough. It wasn't. It was actually Meat Harding who has put one through there for Thomson. So that's their second for the afternoon. Go to 2-5-17, trailing Inverleigh 5-7-37. We've gone 13.5 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
I was just about to say it was really well done by Donahue. Then he went back with the flight and he didn't interfere. It's very hard not to give a free kick away doing that. And he got the ball to the ground, but Mead Harding was just too good for him. And when it hit the ground, it was a beautiful goal and a well-needed one by the Tommy Tigers. It puts them back in the game a bit, 20 points down.
Right, ball back in the middle now. Rucks go at it. Makes it look Dixon's in the forward in the middle now. Meehan goes pick it up, falls over. Ball spills free, wrapped up in the tackle. Jacko with a very strong tackle, acting like trying to get the ball out, but it's not going to go anywhere. The umpire says we'll do it all again. That was Finn O'Keefe who picked it up. So again, we have Dixon versus Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down, but picked up there. I didn't see he picked that one up. It doesn't really matter, not going anywhere again. So, stalemate. Not even a...
Here's where they could be in trouble here, because Jarvis an accomplished ruckman, Mason Dixon just a young fella.
Well, the umpires picked something off the ball, and is going to give the free kick to Casey Moon against Sam Jacker.
Which umpire picked that one?
One up here, one up on the half-forward line, mate. Anyway, Meehan from Inverleigh will take the resultant free kick when the ball eventually gets to him. Three blokes attempting to get the ball to him, so gives Thomson a chance to get back and set up in defence behind the ball. So Casey Meehan now looking for his options. Swings on the left foot, chips it across, and actually I don't think it was meant for.
Yes, it
him,
was.
I think it was meant for Finn O'Keefe, but he's got the ball in the end and has a flying shot at goal. Unfortunately, misses it. So O'Keefe reaches his first score for the day. Inverleigh's 8th behind, 5-8-38, leading Thomson 2-5-17. Ball brought back in quickly. Nice long kick here, out wide. Troop drops the mark, did all the hard work, put the ball to ground, give Inverleigh a chance to get in and wrap it up. Ball spills out the back. Still a bit of stacks in the middle, fighting for the ball here. Umpires come in and say it's my ball. So had a fair bit of the ball ups today, lads.
Yeah. It's obviously when it gets a bit scratchy and on the ground and that.
Yeah. Dixon against Jarvis. Dixon wins that one quite comfortably. Wrapped up straight away. Umpires paid too high. Free kick to Inverleigh.
Geez, I like Casey. Oh, no, it's not easy.
Nah. It's Mays.
I thought he's going to steal it.
Nathan Mays drives Inverleigh back into attack. Looking for, and not finding it was Grundle that flew through the pack then. Picked up and barreled out of defence, but looks like only as far as Billy Cations. Sport for it. His own teammate took the ball off him there in Crawley. But the ball falls to Templeton. He goes back in to attack, but standing in the way here with Thompson's defence. Donahue chips the ball out wide. Nice little kick, just neat and tidy, control it. Jacker goes long down the line looking for Jackson McLeod. Puts one hand up, brings the ball to ground. Bissett trying to run onto it, couldn't quite break free. Donahue does, but the ball spills out now. Kick forward in towards Thompson's attack, picked up there by Troop. What a great little pick up. Handballs across to Cam. Cam uses his vision, chips it out across to Bissett. Bissett, half forward for Thomson now, looking at options, takes on, plays on onto the left, swings around, and didn't quite come off what he wanted. So Grozanowski takes the relieving mark for Inverleigh. Comes out short to Billy Cations. Cations just on the defensive 50, has Dixon short, ignores that one. Decides to go into the middle of the maze. Barely 15, played on, slipped over, he's wrapped up.
He
He
actually
handball
got the handball, but the umpire was behind the play.
Yeah, so Kerslake for Thomson now to drive Thomson back into attack. Does so now. Is that Mead Harding picks it up, goes to left foot, tackled as he attempted to kick the ball. It was a great tackle there, and that was by Alford. Alford goes to Donahue. Donahue goes out wide for Hussey. Hussey takes the mark.
That's better, Adam.
Yes, on just outside defensive 50 now. Hussey looking at his options down the ground. Strong lead by Warren, but looks like Jarvis got a hand in just in time. Cut the lead off. So true centre wing, far side of the ground here at Godfrey Street. We've gone 17, nearly 18 minutes. Buckley's entertainment second quarter scoreboard.
So ball to be thrown back now, centre wing, Jarvis and also Wilson doing the ruck work. Jarvis got there, tapped it back towards the boundary line. Inverleigh with numbers at the front of the contest, picked up Mays, goes over the top, only as far as Bissett. Got round there on first player coming at him, got boot to ball, then kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. Free kick going to Inverleigh. Looks like Nathan Mays will be the recipient, or no, it's not. Brad Circuit's going to take it. Looks inside, has Meehan in there space by himself. Wants to get on the left foot and roll, and he's doing that now and goes quickly towards centre half forward, going across Anderson. A nice intercept mark. And now Jard Anderson with the ball, just looking at his options. So most of the Thomson side has come this side of the ground. He goes back to where the ball came from, far side, coming up Mead Harding. Couldn't pick the ball up. Handball from Mays, goes back to Donahue. Donahue's some plenty of time. Handballs back over the top, back to Mays. Looks back inside, had Robinson, has another option there, and Circuit. They're running around. They seem to have plenty of time. He goes inside. Finn O'Keefe takes the mark, can go, hands off to Donahue. Plenty of time to look towards goal, and he just goes bang. Straight back over the top of the umpire's head. It's a goal. And now they move to 6 goals, 8. Inverleigh, they lead Thomson on 2-4, and we have gone almost 19 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, if you're out at centre half forward out near the 50 metre line and you get a mark or a free kick and Adam Donahue runs past you, he's the bloke you give it to because he is a magnificent kick. But just after that, I reckon 8 blokes ran to him. That's the biggest celebration for a goal in the second quarter I've heard. And that tells me they are fair bloody dinkum, the Inverleigh Hawks today.
Tyquin back on the ground too.
So back in the middle we go once again. This time the ruckman go at it again. Jarvis up over the top. Ball comes out, but it's Circuit that runs onto it. No, it's not. It's Paddy Burke. He ran onto the ball, tried to keep it going, but Anderson intercepted it, got the handball out. Not too sure there's a correct handball, but it goes to Mays. Mays gives the handball back to Meehan. Meehan again on the left boot. Little chip up to find Robertson. Robertson takes the mark. He'll rock and roll too. Has a player outside him, but he doesn't go there now. Goes long and goes out towards Grundle. He's out in front. Mark not taken. Spoil from behind at ground level. He goes back and collects it. Tried to feed the ball out again. This time the umpire sits round, watches. He's on hands and knees, trying to get the ball out again. Play sits over the top, comes out now. So Thomson through Sheedy, get the ball back towards centre wing. There's two players there, both Inverleigh, and the mark has been taken by Templeton. Templeton decides to play on, looks to go long. Player out the back. It's Warren. Ball, good spoil in front there. I think it might have been the Jarvis had got back and helped out. Handball comes up over the top. Thulburn from defence runs through. Don't know whether it's time to take a bounce, mate. Just get the ball and kick it. Put Plant under a bit of pressure, but he's going to win the ball back. Thulburn on the centre wing, on the left boot, goes into their half forward line. In front, Mark not taken out. The back of his Alford from Inverleigh. He goes back towards centre wing, over the top of Wilson. Back now, Circuit. It's going to be picked up out there. Donahue, good tackle. He's brought down and had opportunity, I would have thought. And the umpire says it's going to come back to him. Should have been a free kick there, I thought, Spider. What do you reckon?
Leighton Thulburn having a bounce.
Yes.
I'm still stuck with that one. Yeah, it possibly could have been, mate. Possibly could have been.
So ball now thrown up by the umpire. Both ruckmen missed the ball this time. Comes back to ground. And again, it's going to be another ball up for sure. As the umpire calls for the ball back. Again, thrown up by the umpire. Wilson under the ball. Jarvis takes it out of the air, but it's Meehan takes it out of his hand. Gets in and out of trouble. Goes back. Has Tyquin, looks up, goes short. Mark not taken from behind, bits out the back. Bissett.
I
free
thought
kick.
it had to be a free kick.
Infringement, yep, incorrect. What is it, attempt to spoil? And
unrealistic attempt.
Yeah, that's the one we're looking for, Spider. So ball now is in the hands of Hussey, and he goes into their half-forward line. Set Rusty Gerard a bit of a task, and the mark is taken over the back, this time by Barnett. So Barnett now looking towards clubroom side, has a player out there by himself. Sheedy, kick wasn't good. Picks the ball up, may have been taken a little bit high with the tackle, and he does win a free kick.
As soon as he got the ball, his head went down. Play on. He ducked the head.
So Sheedy now looks back inside. He actually goes backwards a fair way there now. They're going to run the ball from the half back or from the back of the back pocket now. Eden has to go with a good kick across the ground. Has to be a good kick. It was a great kick. Straight into the hands of Donahue. Donahue looks up and has player on centre wing. Marcus taken out there. Mitch Sheedy again was going to look and swing back inside but goes short. Coming up at the ball was Cam. Ball gets to him. Unfortunately, the Inverleigh have got numbers around the contest. Handball goes out wide. Picked up and again they run from defence. Handball's over the top to Burke. Burke just puts boot to ball. Goes back into their forward line, but reading it nicely out there is Maguire. So he'll settle things down. Although he charges away now and goes short, we'll find Bissett on the half back line. And Nathan Bissett, he slows things down. Options back in the middle, but he decides to go long. Goes towards Troop. He's in front and in space. Can't take the mark. Grozdanovsky got there. Thought he had a fair chance there, but something went wrong. I reckon Mick Groz has just done the hammy. Mick Groz has just done the hammy.
I thought he punched the ball.
So Troop plays on now, and he goes long into their forward line. In front, Donahue read that nicely, didn't take the mark on hands and knees. It was pushed out, may have been lifted the ball there. Was lucky to get away with that. Tyquin got the ball, and he goes back towards centre wing. Nice kick over the top, and it's been taken out there by Mulgrew. Mick Groz has definitely got the hand in the air, and he's coming straight to the boundary line. So Mulgrew now with a little look at what's going on. He's weighing up his options down the ground, decides to go quickly now into the half-forward line. Numbers back there with the Thompson side. Dalton Grundle does well, forces the ball to the ground. And now over the top, they keep the ball in, so that's a good job out there.
Ooh.
O'Halloran comes out of that, Pack limping himself. So
holding the knee.
Yes. So it's a ball on the half, in between half-forward and centre wing. Just a bit of a stinger, they say, Spide. He's getting some movement back into it. Ruckman go at it. Wilson out of the ruck contest. Handballs inside. Went to Paddy Burke. Had Robinson also in support. He goes into the forward line. Kick went to Dixon. What will he do from here? Goes back by hand. Looks to Hussey. Hussey back towards the goals. And he is just offline through for a minor score. Inverleigh now to 6-9. Leading Thompson 2-4. We've gone 24. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Ball to be brought back in now. Sizing up the options. Players not running like they were to start with. The Barnett goes long down the middle. Nice looking kick out towards Jarvis, but ball punched away here by Wilson. So we'll have a boundary line thrown right on the 50-metre line for for Inverleigh in attack, and they've done most of the attacking this quarter. So Ruck's about to go at it. Ball about to come back in. Ball thrown in now. Wilson takes front spot, but Jarvis at the back gets hands to it. Burke when to run through, wraps Bissett up in a great tackle. Ball not going anywhere. Umpire says this is mine. So right on the 50-metre line still for Inverleigh. Deep in attack. He's walked away about 3 metres there. Wilson wins a tap from behind, taps it down to Tyquin, wrapped up immediately in a tackle. And the umpire's going to say we'll do the same thing again. So, a few tempers fraying there. Circuit might have gone under the skin of a couple.
Yeah, they come grab the jumpers and pull. Just let everybody get up.
Yeah.
That's what starts the niggle.
Yeah, and that's where the free kicks get picked. They don't need to be there, Grub. So, ball in the air. Wilson, Jarvis wins on quite convincingly. Falls into the hands there. Kick forward. Start behind. Hayes was there. Oh, what's paid here? The umpire's paid a hold there. Yep. So, I thought it was going to Thomson, but it's Barnett now. I think it's Barnett, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Barnett looking at his options down the line. 3 decides to go. Had a great lead from Cam and picked him out in there. Well, Cam swings around the right foot. He's got Bissett in the middle on his own. Nathan Bissett takes the mark right in the centre of the ground, turns around long, mongrel punt going forward. Alfred in the best position, but Billy Cations mops up at the back. Nice little handball over the top. We're a bit much on it there, but numbers there with Thomson. Oh, that might be a free kick for a trip.
No, he's already paid throwing the
Oh,
ball.
he paid throwing the ball, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. So, was it... okay, he's just got clarification from the umpire then. So, so Cam was pinned for throwing the ball. But anyway, there we go. Hussey's got time and space now. Between centre wing and half back, comes across, looking for Grundle. Great hands by Dalton Grundle there. True centre of the ground. He has options on this side of the ground if he wants them. He's not looking. Decides to go short. That pays off just as well. Circuit's got the ball now. Circuit at centre half forward for Inverleigh, looking for options forward. Pops one up, looking for Meehan. I don't know he's going to mark that, but ball's punched down, comes to ground. Picked up by O'Keefe, wrapped up immediately. Mulgrew picks it up, and he's grabbed by 2 or 3 Thomson blokes. Almost rugby scrum style, pushes him back. The umpire has no choice, but the ball up probably 40 metres out from Thompson's goal, Inverleigh's goal. Inverleigh 28 points in front. Ball goes in the air, punched out by Jarvis, only as far as O'Keefe. O'Keefe goes towards Circuit, but ball's punched away. Hussey runs over the top of it. Picked up here by Jolly. Jolly gets the handball out to Jacker. Jacker got no one to kick to. The race on between Alford and Troop. The ball bounces over both of them. Condi just hacks the ball off the ground, but didn't quite work as he wanted to. Kicked off the ground there by Inverleigh. Well, Zach Plant just put his body on the line, dove into it. Gets the handball up to Mowat. Mowat's kick was smothered. Now Gerard tries the fresh airy too. Oh, some stacks on the mill there. I think that might be a free kick coming out. He's paid it to Thomson for too high. So the ball out to Zach Plant. Zach Plant looking forward. Great kick to Troop. Darcy Troop, 45 out, right in front of the scoreboard here at Thomson. I'd just be Captain Obvious. I'm not going to say it's probably well needed, this one. But Troop.
You just did.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I don't listen to my own rubbish sometimes. So anyway, Darcy Troop kicking from probably 45, nearly 50. Deep in the pocket here. Runs around. It's the boot. Players do not move.
That's
The
the kick
goal
that was
umpire
needed.
has just gone. Bang, Darcy Troop, you've got your first for the day and got Thompson's third. Thompson 3-5-23, trailing Inverleigh 6-9-45. We've got 28 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, well, he's been a little bit down today, Darcy Troop, but he really put his influence on the game there because a good mark, but, gee, that's a hard kick.
Great kick.
And he just kicked it straight through the players, the umpires, the spectators, nobody moved. And he has to insert a little bit more influence for Thomson to get back into the game. They're only three goals down. But blokes like him, Cam hasn't made a lot of the footy yet. The big blokes of Thomson haven't quite played as well as they can today just yet.
Back in the middle we go again. Wilson doing the ruck work. Jarvis also there. It was this time come out there. Wilson got the ball down only as far as Anderson of Thomson. He's tackled and brought down without any prior opportunity. Umpire will call it back. Another ball up will take place. So thrown back up by the umpire once again. This time Wilson up over the top. Out the back into the hands of Plant on the left boot. Back into the half forward line. Mead Harding comes out. Good spoil from Condi from behind. Back into the hands of Finn O'Keefe. He goes back to Gerard. Gerard looks up and goes with the left boot towards Meehan. That's a well-weighted kick. And, good mark.
It's out on the full.
Yep. Was it out in the full?
Yeah, the boundary I put out in the full, yeah. So,
So Anderson's going to be the recipient of the free kick. And he will start from just defensive side of centre wing. He goes back towards their half-forward line. Mark up there. Cam had a bit of it. Umpire said that was good enough, so he's going to be rewarded with that now. So he's going to decide to play on and go quickly into their forward line. Loads up, goes long into their forward line. Jarks, front position. Well done there, Cations. Tapped further afield by Donahue. Picked up there. Picked up as a siren sounds, which will end the first half here this afternoon, and it will see Thomson at 3 goals 4. I have maybe 3-5. I got 3-4, but anyway, 3-5. It is right. Yes, and Inverleigh are 6-9 goal kicks at this stage of the game. Andrew Mead Harding, Troop, and Jarks 1 each for Thomson and for the Inverleigh side. 2 to Mason Dixon, 1 each to Donahue, Hussey, Warren, and Grundle. Take a short break. Come back. And we will go through everything's here. Now, someone's been reported here after the siren here, I think. Brent Jarks, by the looks of it. So we won't go to a break. We'll just see what happens here. He's obviously got the yellow card.
Looks like it, yeah.
Not too sure what happened with that.
No.
Had taken eyes off the contest. Was reading out the books. Anyway, we'll take a short break. Hopefully we can come back and have a little bit more to say about that when we come back. You listen to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Pretty gripper on that one.
Oh, Spider.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. That,
Yeah,
was
we're
the,
back.
that was the song. Jeez.
No, we're
Hey?
back, Spider. We're back.
Sides is slowly running out. Welcome back to Frank Collard Oval, Godfrey Street, Thomson Reserve, whatever you want to call it. The rain is holding off, Dale. It's been a very intense game. The skills have not been great, but everything else has been fantastic to watch. The centre battle, I think Jarvis might be just on top, but at the moment sees Inverleigh 6-9-45, Thompson 3-5-23. Grub, thoughts, mate?
Well, I think I've disagreed with you a few times today, but I just thought Big Wilson might have edged in front of Jarvis in the second half of that quarter. He started getting tap-outs. He took some marks. It's still pretty close. It's still about even. But that might be the matchup that really sets up the second half, because if Wilson can get on top of him and give first use of the ball, Inverleigh are just hitting it at everything. Yes, it's been up in the air. It's been on the ground. It's been muddly and scratchy, but I tell you what, the way they're going hard at the ball, they keep doing this and they might cause an upset here.
So umpire now with the ball in hand has ridden, and he will throw the ball in the air. Wilson be going at it. Jarvis both can get a hand on it. Coming out of there was Plant, tried to feed it out. He was tackled and brought to ground. Umpire said you had an opportunity. Ball didn't come out. Free kick goes to Inverleigh, and Matty Tyquin's going to be the recipient in that area. He's going to just decide to go low and flat into the forward line. Lead up player Grundle couldn't take the mark out the back. Bissett cleans up, goes back towards Troop and Alford, gets out the back. Cam couldn't take it cleanly. Gerard did, got the handball at the Crawley. Crawley gets a nice boot forward and found Circuit. Was good in the first half, started that way in the second, looking for some options. Goes long towards centre half forward. Grundle's out there, good hands, and he takes the mark. Decides to go quickly and play on. Lead up player was Warren, and he has come out and taken the mark. Had 2 goals in the first half and can go back and start things off pretty nicely here for Inverleigh in the third quarter. We've kicked from about 25 to 30.
It's been very lively, mate, up there.
Some good size up there.
Yeah.
So Warren, as we said, has one for the afternoon. I thought he had 2, but he has 1. Might have 2 very shortly. So he comes in now, kicks that goal. He's on the boot and drifts across. 1 goal, 3 actually to that player now. 6-10 to Inverleigh. They lead Thomson on 3-5. We've just ticked over a minute in this third quarter. So kicking in duties.
God, you're getting the goal kickers wrong. You've had too much calamari.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that was a fair nice drop of calamari too. Looks like it's just been freshly caught and dipped. So
Straight out of the freezer.
Donahue has the ball in the back pocket. It was going to come across the goal, I thought, but it changed his mind, went straight down the ground, coming up, and the mark has been taken out there by Jarvis. Handball goes out wide, put his team under a bit of pressure there. Actually, he might have hurt himself, I reckon, when he gripped that ball up. Goes towards the centre wing. Handball's up from Hodgson. They continue to run, and that's what they'll need to do. Cam goes long into the forward line. McLeod in front. Oh, good hands.
Wow, that
Nice
is
jump.
a ripper.
And he will go back, Jackson McLeod, and shoot for goal about 25 metres out. Couldn't do much else there, Condi. It was just a better jump in front. So Jackson McLeod hasn't troubled the scoreboard this afternoon, but his chance here to put Thomson in the right path and have their 4th of the afternoon. So plenty of time coming in, kicking it goal, low and flat. And again, that's drifted across as well. And it is now 3-6. I'm telling you, these blokes watch too much TV at night.
It was a shocking kick after probably a Morris Finance mark of the day contender.
So Donahue from full-back decides to play on, runs his full distance with a couple of bounces, kicks the ball out towards centre wing. Mark will be taken out there. Finn O'Keefe actually put the ball down. Picked up there by Meehan. Handball goes out to back to Gerard. Gerard on the left boot goes back into the middle of the ground towards Grundle. Spoil from behind was good. Picked up by Anderson. Tackled from behind against Circuit. He's putting plenty of pressure on around the contest. Comes out of the contest into the hands of Plant. Plant goes wide to Donahue. He's been good also. Kicks the ball into their half-forward line. Mead Harding in front. He can't take the mark. Inverleigh with some numbers around. Mays comes through. Picked the ball up. Come out of the contest. Was taken high. And a free kick will go to Nathan Mays. To his feet and away he goes quickly. He decides to go low and flat towards the half-forward line. Grundle out there. Might have been interfered with actually without the ball there. Ball comes out. Umpires allowed things to proceed. And it's going to be a ball up which will take place. Actually, it was Finn O'Keefe that was actually taking the mark there.
I think there might have been 2 or 3 free kicks in there, Dale.
So the ball now thrown back in by the umpire quickly. Goes out. Wilson got the ball down. Again, Inverleigh through Tycoon. Go back into their forward line. Going across. Mark not taken out there by Thomson. Went back and collected it. Got out of trouble now. Takes another bounce. Didn't come back to him again. Hopefully he's learned his lesson now. Kicks the ball towards the forward line. Out there, Gerard. He can't take the mark. Ball comes out the back. Templeton arrives. Gerard puts his head over the contest.
Kick against Gerard.
Oh, below the knees.
And that's what happens when a bloke goes for the ball. The worst, no, back behind your mark.
Hodgson will have to go back and go over the mark, and that's what he does now.
That's the worst rule in football.
Hodgson now delivers the ball towards centre wing. Mark will be taken out there. Plant makes good ground. He decides to go on and kicks around the boundary line, and that's not a bad kick also. Mark is taken by Cam. So he's now called the play on by the umpire.
50.
Well,
Stand rule.
Oh, but still, he actually moved.
He played on. The umpire's got to call it,
The
mate.
umpire hadn't called it.
Dorper.
Couldn't move quick enough to get to it.
So Jordan Cam now with an opportunity to put the first goal of the second half on the board. And he is about 30 metres out also, directly in front of goal, pretty much. Zach Plant's a North Shore boy. Would he have been in the same vintage? Or he might be a bit
No,
older?
him and Circuit would have played together.
Would they?
Yeah, would have played together.
So Cam now comes in, kicks that goal. That's a better looking kick off the boot, and the umpire just stands and looks straight back over his head. They do have the first goal of the second half, Thomson, and they move to 4-6. They trail Inverleigh on 6-10. 5 minutes gone, lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I tell you what, they've probably been victims at Inverleigh at that stage of two of the worst rules ever invented, and at no detriment to the umpire. They've got it right, but...
You got some scores for us, Grub?
Yeah, I have.
when you finish choking?
Geelong West Giants 3-5-23, Bell Post 8-8-56. He's getting close here. East Geelong 41, Corio 33, Winchelsea 48, Werribee 23, Bannockburn 61, North Geelong 25.
Rightio, back in the middle, Wilson and Jarvis. Jarvis shielding his eyes from the sun, which is out for the moment. Ball thrown in the air, bit of a stalemate. Ball falls into his hands of Circuit, handballs the ball long and forward. Running onto it was Finn O'Keefe, kicks the ball forward for Inverleigh. Spins on the ground, wrapped up there. Beautiful tackle by Leighton Thorburn. Ball not going anywhere. The umpire says, I'll have it, thank you. Was that Tyquin who was picked that ball up then? Yes, it was.
Warren.
No, it was Warren again. Jeez, I'm going well, aren't I? No, didn't think so. Enough out of you, Grubby. Anyway, ball's in the air. Rucks go at it. Jarvis wins that one down, but nowhere in particular. Robinson laying on the bottom of the pack now. Umpire says, I'll have it again. So we have not progressed one bit. Ball just outside the forward 50 for Inverleigh. I'm looking straight at the pole here. Wilson goes up. Jarvis wins it down. But Meehan wins. Handball out towards Robinson. Quickly onto his left foot. Touched there by Eden. Ball comes back to Eden again, but he spills it, overruns it. Ball kicked off the ground. Tyquin couldn't pick the ball up. Picked up by Anderson, who's kicked it forward, just over the centre forward line. We've got Burke, wins the ball out. Meehan comes through, possibly taken high, but plays on, swings on the left. Looking there and bowling over Dixon. Picked up by Sheed at the back for Thomson. Handballs the ball wide to Donahue. Donahue, bit of time, looks up the line. That's a great kick there. Finds Alex Jolly. Just on defensive half-back line here. So Jolly looking for options down the ground. Very stagnant further up. Been told to play him by the umpire. Swings on the left foot. Not a great kick. Burke chops it off. Gets the handball out. Kick forward there. Picked up by Circuit. Goes long. And... unfortunately for them, Maguire dropped what he should have taken. Jarvis wins the ball, handballs long and wide, finds Donahue. Donahue now with another chance. That's a better kick too. Swinging around now is Mead Harding, goes long into attack. At the back there is Troop. Troop swings on, plays on quickly. 1-on-1, McLeod versus Condi. Ball falls over the back, still a chance, but no, it goes through for a point. Darcy Troop from about 60 out. So Thomson 1-2, have kicked 1-2 this quarter. They're 4-7-31, trailing Inverleigh, who are 6-10-46. Ball's been brought back in. Mays goes back to Donahue. Donahue now looking for options further up. Just goes short again. Finds Templeton. No late infringement there.
It was close.
Would have been very, very close, but I'm glad common sense prevailed there.
Well, he's right on it. So
Yeah. Anyway, Inverleigh coming long, looking for Meehan. Goes over the back of the hand. That's a great little pick up. Swings around. Kicks long in. And options everywhere here for Inverleigh. We got... was that Circuit?
O'Keefe.
That's O'Keefe. And O'Keefe has found Matty Haste, who quickly plays on. Over to Mulgrew. Mulgrew handballs over the top to Hussey. Hussey strolls
That's
in
the footy I want to
and
see.
kicks the ball into the middle of next week. James Hussey gets his second for the afternoon and gets Inverleigh 7th, 7:10:52, leading Thomson 4:7:31. We've gone nearly 9 minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, well, he come out O'Keefe and they had the one-on-one. He went over the top and they had that extra man down there running. And that's how Inverleigh have played this game. They're running and running. And a beautiful goal. That was the best piece of football of the day. And I'm going to create something new. I'm going to create the, let's say, the Hotham Hotel play of the day. Contender.
Any chance of some of these boys can get tape on their right-hand sides of their body? It'd be fantastic.
They're all Inverleigh blokes too.
Every Inverleigh bloke, mate. They're sponsored by Elastoplast.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, the string bean of the lot's got no tape on him. That's Pooter Wilson. Wilson to do battle with Jarvis. Ball thrown in the air. Rucks go at it. Jarvis wins that one down. Robertson nearly picked it up, but the ball's on the ground. Anderson was dive on top of it. No free kicks, says the umpire. Had no chance. I think he's laying on his back already. He says, I'll have it and we'll do it all again. So, ball thrown up in the air. Jarvis goes early. Wilson wins the tap down. Meehan tries to break through, left it behind. Jarvis picks it up himself. Smothered kick. Beautiful work by Circuit. Feeds it out to Mays. Mays on the left then right. Handballs to Wilson. Wilson gets wrapped up straight away. I don't know what that was. It was a throw. He tried, but it was wrapped up straight away. I think Mays would have been better off going with a kick. Anyway, Donahue does that. Goes long, looking for Cam. It's a fantastic kick. Great lead in space. Jordan Cam takes the mark, about 45 out, pretty much directly in front. Well, probably kicking from 50, actually, a bit further out than I thought it was. So Cam...
Well, it shouldn't matter with this kid. I think he's got the distance in him. It's more a matter of accuracy, I reckon.
Yeah, you're probably true. Probably true, mate. We'll find out in about 10 seconds, won't we, mate?
Well, is that 50 actually 50 at Thomson?
Who knows? Who knows? Mid short changes everyone, mate, so the 50's probably short change too. So Jordan Cam comes in now. Not a great kick off the boot. Falls well and truly short. Mark not taken there in front by Meehan. Ball cleared out by Templeton, comes out wide. That's a great grab there by Warren. He's been very, very good.
Yeah, like his game.
Braden Warren now. It's time. Had Robertson short. Chose against it. Umpire said move it on. So he does. Short kick here. That's a great kick to Mulgrew. Good diving grab. So Mulgrew now. Just forward to centre wing.
Solid sort of a bugger, isn't he?
He's a solid boy. He's a country boy from Colac. So looking at his options, just runs in the man of the mark and just kicks the ball up high. Says someone grab that, will they? No one can. So the ball falls to Jacker. Jacker gets the handball out to Plant. Plant, the right side, left foot.
That's down the ground, umpire.
And that is a bit of stupid play there. And
has paid it.
He has paid it, so it's gone down the ground. A bit of undiscipline there. So all the players smiling now. Darcy Troop will be the recipient of the free kick. So Troop now plays on, going long, looking for Jackson McClure. It's a fantastic kick. That's probably
a free kick to Jacko, I think.
I don't know. The umpire has paid it. Has he paid it?
Yeah.
He did pay it. It was definitely there.
Dupper was just run the boundary line.
Yeah. I thought he was going to boundary umpire for a while. Jackson McLeod held on to there by Condi. It was pretty blatant.
Oh, different free kick.
So McLeod now from deep in the forward pocket here. Only 10 or 12 metres out from goal.
Now, don't say he's mercurial.
I didn't say that. You did.
He's got no hope then.
He's going to run around, open the angle up, throws it on the boot, and he likes it very, very much. The goal umpire says, you're right there, Jackson. There's your first of the afternoon. That's the fifth of Thomson. They got a 5-7-37, trailing Inverleigh, who are 7-10-52, and we have gone 12 and a half minutes. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard.
You know what the difference between footy today and a footy years ago is? Them stupid bloody rotations. Because you've got your rotations set, you just let things go. But in the old days when you didn't have no rotations, Ryan Robertson would have been dragged off the ground and absolutely been given the biggest serve of all time, the biggest spray, because that was so undisciplined, and that's cost him a goal, and it's brought him back within a couple of goals. That was so undisciplined, and he would have been dragged off the ground and given the biggest spray of his life.
So ball back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Ball thrown up, but this time actually it was Dixon that got the ball out at the back, and they go into their half-forward line. A Sheedy over the back, picked up out there. Finn O'Keefe was taken high. Yes, and he will be the recipient of the free kick. He's going to go with the play now. Puts himself under a little bit of pressure, but able to steady himself. Goes back into the forward line. Going back with the fly of the ball. Marcus not taken out there at ground level. Thompson had some numbers around it. Maguire put his head over it. Left the ball behind. Tapped wide. Gain picked up out there. Now I can't see who that was behind all those players.
No hope.
The umpire said it's not going to come out, and it's going to be a ball up. Might have been Charlie Donny that got to the ground and with the ball. And umpire now throws it up. Forward pocket. Jarvis is down there doing the work. He taps the ball out only as far as circuit. With a bit of strength, he tried to force his way out. As he was out, the umpire blew the whistle.
Always happens that way, don't it, Dale?
Quick ball up.
Another throw up by the umpire. Jarvis again taps the ball out. Circuit tries to emerge once again. Gets the ball back to Finn O'Keefe. Puts the ball in his left boot. It goes back towards goal. Across the face. Through for a minor score. And that will move Inverleigh now to 7-11. And Thomson on 5-7. So that 2-goal margin. So we're just waiting now for the players to bring the ball back in. It's kicked in. Marcus taken out there. They run the ball through from centre half back. Barnett now goes back into the centre of the ground. Gee, I don't know what he's kicking to, but Crowley comes across and he takes the mark. Handballs back inside the Donoghue on the run. He kicks back into their half-forward line, standing underneath the ball. Actually, that was a good mark.
It was.
It only just held on to, but that's all he has to do. So free kick will go out there. So now Thompson with a little bit of time to set things up from their defensive end. Gee, that short kick was pretty ordinary. It's going to be working okay because Cam's going to run onto the ball, got the handball back into the hands of Mowat. Mowat goes back towards centre wing. Mark not taken out there by Hodgson. Bissett was there. Again, picked up. Sheedy tried to pick it up, but left behind. Hodgson went after it again. Ball over the top now to Plant, who's out. Haste arrives. It goes back and picks the ball up. Hodgson once again. He's tackled, brought to ground by the leg. Umpire said no. Dropping the ball. Free kick going the way of Ryan Gerard. So Rusty Gerard now, he gets the ball and goes back towards
that's
centre.
down the ground too.
That's another one. We'll just replace it out there now.
That's got to be down the ground.
I think it has. He's having a word to him.
So it's about there, and Finn O'Keefe is the recipient. He just takes the ball and goes. He does a little bit too much sometimes, puts himself under a bit of pressure. Handball from Cations over the top. They get to the half-forward line again. Pressure arrives. Thompson are able to force the ball over the boundary line and be able to set up from defence. So in between centre wing and half-forward, again back with Inverleigh's attacking end. Ball thrown back in. Dixon doing the ruck work, front position. Taps the ball back to the boundary line. Plants there. Tried to get in and out of the contest. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire had no choice but to come in and ball it up.
And a second player in for the grubby bait for the late bump.
Yeah. Not going to cost them a goal this time, but...
So ball at the ground level. Again, Circuit trying on hands and knees to get out of there, but again, he can't get out. Umpire in for a third attempt.
It's always accentuated when they go down, 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 goal. When they don't, you don't seem to worry that much. But
So umpire restarts it again. This time ball comes out of that contest. Jarvis went after it, but it's picked up there, kicked away by Plant. Goes back towards centre wing, over the top of Gerard. Goes back towards the boundary line. Surely not.
Calling for deliberate.
Surely not.
although that was his intention.
Well, it doesn't matter, but surely not.
Nah.
You want to hope not. You want to hope not. Rightio. Ball back to be thrown in. Dixon against Jarvis. In it comes. Dixon gets front spot, but Jarvis nearly grabs it out of the air. Can't quite do so. Robertson swings around to the left foot, kicking Inverleigh back into their attacking zone. Nope, not quite a fantastic grab. Used the body very, very well then Mulgrew and made good position, just couldn't quite finish the job off. So the boundary umpire will throw the ball back in. We've got Wilson now back in the ruck against Jarvis. So ball thrown in. Wilson wins that. He's a left hand, gets it over beautifully. As Smothery kicked it, Finn O'Keefe runs onto the ball, gets a handball away to no one in particular. That Anderson runs through it, but Wilson picks it up and sends it back into attack for Inverleigh. It's a nest of Thomson Tigers, and Thorburn takes the mark. Chips the ball across that to Donoghue. Donoghue goes down the line. Fantastic kick. Good strong lead by Cam. You could hear him from over here demanding the ball. So Cam goes back, chips the ball into the middle. He's got Anderson in an absolute paddock. Had as much time as he wanted. Just kicks the ball along, looking for McLeod again. No free kick there. Well done, well played. The relieving kick comes out towards Mays. Mays takes the ball right on centre wing. Plays on immediately. Gets the handball through the middle. Looking for options up. Circuit does. But he's going over the back. No, good play there. Punched away. Finn O'Keefe sits and waits for it. Knocked out of his hands. Ball spills free again. Getting very, very willing in there. Eden gets the handball out to Zach Plant. Plant goes across to Tholborn. Tholborn out to Bissett. Nathan Bissett on the left foot. Looking for options up the ground. Looking for Darcy Troop. Alfred right on his hammer. And Darcy Trooper scorched the ball over the boundary line right in front of the social rooms. We've gone nearly 19 minutes in this Lifeline third quarter scoreboard here at Godfrey Street. It sees Inverleigh 16 points in front at this time. Ball to be thrown back in. Wilson and Jarvis again. Wilson to the big fist over the back. Ball lands in Tyquin's hands. Gets a quick handball away. Well, the umpire's paid a sling tackle, I reckon, here against Robertson. I don't think there's a hell of a lot in that one, but they've paid it. So, is he taking it back?
Well, it's going to come back here if it's a sling tackle. If it was after he did it, well, it goes down the ground. But the umpires, whether or not the decision was right, I think it might have been, but it's gone. It's been taken at the right point anyway.
Hodgson has the kick, plays on. Looks long down the line here. Troop flies at the pack. Jackson McLeod stands at the front there. Got a nice grab off the pack, but kick didn't reward the work that he did. Puts it through for a minor score. So that takes Thomson to 5 goals, 8:38. Trailing Inverleigh 7:11:53. We've gone nearly 20 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
He's actually giving him some trouble down there. He was looking a bit dangerous, isn't he, Jacko?
Yeah, he's strong. Donahue bring the ball back in. Just goes long to the outer side in the Wilson direction. Falls out the back and punched away. Ball goes out of bounds. Boundary line throw in. What are they? Hang on. The player's trying to get a free kick there. Don't know how that works, but anyway, never heard us ask the question.
What do you want?
I don't know. Ball to be thrown back in. Pick the white. Look, you want to have a kick. Ball to be thrown back in. You've got the two ruck and putting their hands up again, saying who we are. They've been doing it all day. Anyway, Wilson wins the tap down. Tyquin sharks the ball, gets the handball out. Falls in the hands of Templeton. Handballs the ball back to Tyquin. Tries to break a tackle. Does so. Billy Cation's running through. Going long down in the middle. Good little spoil there by Dalton Grundle. Ball hits the ground. Running onto it now. No, overrunning the ball. Anderson with a one-handed pickup was fantastic. Just couldn't quite control it at the end. Stacks on the mill as eventuated. The umpire's going to come in and say, that's mine. I'll have the ball up. And so he will. Probably centre wing, far side of the ground. So Wilson and Jarvis at it again. Jarvis wins that one marginally. Ball hits the deck, fed out. Quick left foot kick there. Was by Donahue. What a fantastic fly that was, and a fair grab by Darcy Troop.
Better than a fair grab.
I think he's hurt himself coming down, mate. He's looks like a bit sore.
Well, I tell you what, it is most definitely a contender for the Morris Finance mark of the day.
He's coming off. I don't think it was the handball can, but Jackson McLeod out the long lead, spilt what he probably should have taken. Anyway, ball in the hands of Condi. Condi goes in short, finds a target in Robertson. Robertson plays on immediately. Tyquin running past. Tyquin go long, looking for Mason Dixon. Probably not the great kick in the end, but Dixon made it look okay, but he's taking the ball out of bounds. Probably 60 metres round from the Inverleigh goal.
I like the fact they've got Tyquin on the ball for a while. He needs that run in his legs. He's still not 100% match fit, so they're just taking it nice and easy, and it's good to see him running through the ground kicking footies like that.
So the ball thrown back in. Wilson and Jarvis. I'll give that one to Jarvis. On hands and knees, Donahue feeds the handball out. Wrapped up. Tackle. No, the ball spills free. Meehan gets the handball back out again. O'Keefe comes in short. It's protected the ball beautifully. Is that Warren again? Warren plays on straight away. Nice kick. No, spilt what he should have taken, Paddy Burke, but good enough to get butter up. But leaves without the ball. Handball comes up. Here we go to Kerslake. Kerslake, handball to Sheedy. And they're out of trouble again here through O'Halloran. O'Halloran it was. Come forward. Cam with the ball, dropped the mark. Probably should have taken a great smother there by Finn O'Keefe to thwart the forward challenge by Thompson. Good play. But Darcy Troop could be a big loss if he's not able to come back on, Grub.
Oh, big loss because Thompson is just starting to get on top of him a little bit and playing a bit better.
So ball thrown in. Jarvis wins that convincingly towards Plant. Plant handballs the ball up to Kerslake. Kerslake shrugs one tackle, looks in the middle. That's a fantastic kick. What a great kick. Finds Donahue. Donahue looks up. Strong lead by Jackson McLeod. Puts the hands out. Umpire's going to play chopping the arms against Alford. It was a fantastic kick by Out here by Kerslake in the middle of Donoghue, gave him plenty of time, plenty of space, and hit the lead up of Jackson McLeod, who will now go back and have a shot for his second for the afternoon.
Really needs his third. He has to kick these. He has to kick these to get him back in the game. And for his own confidence as well.
They're back in it, mate. 15 points down. So kicks this one in the single figures, if my maths is correct.
Well, that's why I said he had to kick.
Jackson McLeod coming in from just inside 50. Hits the boot. Not a great looking kick, but just pushed it away to the right-hand side. Jacko's personal tally 1-3 for the afternoon. Thomson move on to 5-9-39, trailing Inverleigh 7-11-53. We've gone nearly 24 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
It evens itself out. He's kicked 1-3. I reckon Warren might have been kicked 1-3 as well, has he?
Absolutely, Grub. You're on the money.
Oh, don't Grub.
Well, they pay me the big dollars.
Is it?
Donoghue now with the ball back kicking out, goes to far side of the ground, ball at the back of the contest. Burke was going to arrive there, but it's been picked up and it's been given to Burke, goes outside, went towards Meehan. He picks it up on his left foot, but can't get control, or he had control, but was taken over the boundary by the looks of things.
That's a magnificent effort, that. He picks it up on his left foot. How does he do that?
He did, didn't you see him? Like the Irish blokes do.
Plays Gaelic footy.
Gaelic.
So the ball goes out, picked up by Plant, got the handball outside to Donoghue. He looks back inside, said his teammate a bit of a task out there, but it's going to work out right because Kerslake got a little bit of time. Handball goes out the top to Thulburn. Thulburn on the left boot goes into their half-forward line. Templeton leads in the race for the ball, tried to tap it back towards Circuit. He will go back and collect it on hands and knees. He's tackled. Now he might be in a little bit of trouble. Umpire said he got him high.
He did get him
And
high.
there is a free kick going to Brad Circuit. And he's going to just steady himself down now. Not too sure where he wants to go.
Well, I think it's about time Dupper call play on here.
Yeah, he's had that now. He goes back. Crawley's got the ball. He's going to go back inside to Cations. Got a player across the ground. Condi had to be a good kick and was only just because Sam Jacker was arriving very quickly. So Condi now call the play on, chips the ball back inside, and they're using that little short play. They're going to be good. They've got to continue to do it because he comes back to Templeton pretty much where he started from. Now Templeton goes back and he goes long down the wing. Troops back on the ground. Did to his feet, put boot to ball, heads out towards his teammate there, put him under a little bit of pressure, and that was Hodgson. He was tackled, brought to ground. Umpire said it's going back. Inverleigh free kick to Templeton. He looks inside and has Tyquin in space by himself. Runner is Donoghue. But probably a little bit of pressure from the outside, let him go. So Matty Tyquin now decides to go long into their forward line. Ball at the front of the pack, picked up out there. Circuit, puts boot to ball, goes back towards the goal square. Donoghue underneath it, over the top. Not too sure who that was, but it goes towards his teammate Dixon. And the ball is now being pushed towards the boundary line and over. Umpire said, let's throw it back in. About 10 around from the behind post.
It's a great fly.
Was it Warren again? Or Dixon? I'm not too sure. So the ball thrown back in by the umpire. Ruckman go at it. Ball is tapped back towards the boundary line. Picked up out there. I think it might have been Zach Plant. He was going to ground. He was taken high.
I reckon it was Finn O'Keefe.
Could have been, but may have been too. So Plant now with the ball in the back pocket. He's got to come towards Jarvis, you would think. That's what he's going to do. He's the first target. Cam's also there. Ball gets out the back. Hodgson picks the ball up. Got some space outside. Goes towards his teammate out there and Shooty. A little bit of space. Just needs to pick the ball up. Has a time to look up forward. Goes in towards McLeod. Not too far behind there was Alford. See, I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be a backman these days.
That's not chopping the arms.
I didn't think that one was, no, but...
That was perfect.
So Jackson McLeod with another kick from inside 50. Again, range might just be testing him from here. I think he's looking for an option. Called the play on now by the umpire, so he's going to go towards the top of the square, sets it up for Cam, over the top, mark not taken, picked up, Mead Harding round the body, Troop takes the mark, did he get boot the ball? No, it's been pushed through. If he had let that go, it would have been a goal.
I reckon it might have been, yeah, unless it was touch off the boot.
We'll give it to Mead Harding or a rush behind.
I'm going to give it to Mead Harding.
Doesn't matter anyway. It's 5 goals, 10 to Thomson, 7-11 to win the lead, 27, almost 28 minutes gone, Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
And we got Buck with the kicking duties. Donoghue plays on, as he has done every other time. Goes long out to the outer wing. Ball's punched to ground. Anderson tries to kick it, pick it up and kick it. Doesn't quite do so. $1 Million got the ball. Maybe a push in the back. No, the umpire says all's fair in love and war and give it to me and I'll throw the ball up. He didn't try to pick it up with his left foot that time, Grub.
No.
He used his hands. So the umpire now, he got
The Irish.
Wilson wins that one down. Tyken, clever little flick out the side. Ball comes to Mays. Mays gets it out somehow. Ball kicked forward for Inverleigh here. Got Dixon one out. Taps the ball on cleverly. Now it's a race now. O'Keefe off the ground himself. O'Keefe, no like O'Keefe can do the Gaelic stuff. Leading back in the race was Burnett. Picked up, wrapped up.
No Pryor. No Pryor.
No. But who? Yes. No Pryor.
Well done,
He picked the ball up and was wrapped up straight away. So
They're doing a pretty good job, the umps.
they've been pretty good. They've interpreted the rules as they are there, mate.
Yep.
So deep in Inverleigh's forward line, we've got Jarvis probably go up against Dixon. He does. Jarvis wins it out well. Hussey overruns it. Donahue picks the ball up, wrapped up immediately by Paddy Burke. Not going anywhere, I wouldn't have thought. The umpire's having a quick long look at it. He's not going. He is.
Oh, siren.
And siren has gone. It's a very, very quiet siren, isn't it? Anyway, Paddy Burke from Inverleigh. 45 out. Nasty angle. Probably not the favourite side to be kicking the ball from, but this could have put a dent in what was a reasonable charge by Thomson so far in this quarter. Does the 30-second time clock work here, does it, after the siren?
No.
Okay, thanks, mate. I actually didn't know. So.
No, definitely.
All right, here comes Burke. Running in. Ball on the boot. Let's see what the celebration's like. There is no celebration. He's missed it. So through for a minor score. He's second for the day. It sees Inverleigh 7-12-54, leading Thomson 5-10-40. Lifeline, third quarter scoreboard all over. Dale.
Yes, goal kickers to this stage of the game for the Thomson side. McLeod, Mead Harding, Troop, Jarks and Cam all with 1 and 4 Inverleigh. 2 each to Dixon and Hussey. 1 each to Donahue, Warren and Grundle. Take a short break. Final call action not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
And here we are back at Godfrey Street where it sees the home side Thomson 5-10-40, trailing Inverleigh 7-12-54 at three-quarter time. Looking forward to a cracking last quarter, Grub.
Well, we are, and I suppose as Winchelsea bemoaned the fact that they probably didn't kick straight enough in the first half, I think Thomson could have probably nearly drew level if they had done the same, or hadn't have done the same in that quarter. Jacko McLeod had a couple of cracks at it, and Big Jordan Cam. If they both kick straight, we've probably got a cracking game. But I just think that the strength of Inverleigh was their attack on the footy. And Thomson matched them with that quarter. They were first to the ball for most of the quarter. And my worry was, Inverleigh got the ball down in their forward line quite a few times and didn't really look like kicking many goals. So the Thomson defence really tightened up. The on-balls division still very, very close. See, I tell you what, we could be in for an absolute ripper last quarter.
It could be. I think we will be, actually. I think that players like Zach Plant really worked their way into the game that quarter.
Yeah.
He was probably good the second half of the second quarter and then really continued that quarter. The ruck battle's been fantastic all the way through the day.
Yeah, but even.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't put him in out there, because I didn't want you disagreeing with me.
Yeah, no, even. And you know what? I just like, I know we're pretty much judging the ruck contests on the centre bounces and the boundary throw-ins because neither player's actually taken the bull by the horns and started to take some marks around the ground. Ruckman used to take a lot of marks around the ground. I remember blokes like Sean Stewart and all that. They take a heap of marks. And that's what made Ruckman great, but they don't seem to be doing that at the moment.
No, they don't. It is interesting, mate. There's not that dominance around the ground. They used to be the target from the kick-ins all the time and everything like that, but they're not.
No, well, they play on each other now and spoil each other.
Yeah, bring back the old days sometimes, mate. Anyway, some three-quarter time scores, Grub, from around the grounds.
I've lost mine.
Belpo still 70, Geelong West 50, East Geelong 55, Corio 48. Werribee 48, Werribee 23. Winch 48, Werribee 23.
No, that's not the right score.
That's not the right score. No. Obviously, internet's gone down out there.
It's 63 to 23.
All right, 63 to 23. Bannockburn 116, North 47. And, of course, this game here sees, the scoreboard wrong as well because it's got Inverleigh 45.
Good on you,
23.
Play HQ. You've done it again.
Oh, what a fantastic.
Oh, it's the biggest balls up of all time.
Well, I think you're probably right there, mate. I think you're probably right. But I think, look, we're looking forward to a cracking last quarter. The huddles are dispersing. Inverleigh are out there waiting for their Thomson opponents to join them. Bailey's just said to me, a score update. Website hasn't changed in an hour, so there we go. I'm just going to send that through as the crowd makes their way off the ground.
I meant to look at that third quarter. Did Brent Jarks come back on the ground?
22-minute mark.
Righto.
But never touched the ball.
No.
Nathan Bissett's not on the ground either. He's back on there now, but he wasn't.
No, Brent.
I didn't see him for a lot of the that quarter either.
Hey, Brent.
So, Brent Jark's back on. Obviously, Darcy Troop wasn't too bad. Maybe a stinger, hurt himself, mate. Bit of a shoulder stinger or something like that.
Well, quite strange. He came on the ground, and for the first 10 minutes, he actually spent it up the back line. And Thomson had started to sort of get the ball up forward. He eventually moved down there, but I thought he would have went straight back to centre half forward to give him an avenue into attack.
All right, we'll get the promo for the last quarter and be ready to go. At some stage.
Come on, Steelo.
Umpire with ball in hand, and he is. Oh, they're on your mate, man. They're a bit slow, these two blokes. They're too busy talking. Ball thrown in the air. Umpire says, let's go. So umpire says the ball's up there. Get it out. And Plant's going to do that right now and go into their half-forward line. Goes out towards Cations, who leads in the race for the ball. Picks it up on the right boot. Goes back towards centre wing. Donohue's out there. He can't pick the ball up, so again, it's Zach Plant, I think, who did to pick the ball up, but it's now in the hands of Mays. He gives the handball over the top, goes back to Finn O'Keefe. He runs the ball backwards into the hands of Circuit. Templeton, a little bit of support for him. He goes back towards centre wing. Cam, actually, it was Jarvis that made a good contest out there with Nathan Mays, and the ball's gone over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in to take place on the far side of the ground.
It's hard to commentate eating lollies, isn't it?
It is.
Maybe I should have done it because I haven't got one.
Oh, well, you can start, Spot. I'll keep
Right,
going.
you finished eating your lolly
No,
now.
I've done it now. I've done it now.
You sure? You're right?
Yeah, now I've got the lollygol
Lollygol
stopper or whatever it is.
Oh,
It's going to be a throw-in, and it's going to be a ball up now. So right on centre wing on the far side of the ground.
This is 2 poor days in a row you've had, you know.
Thanks very much, Grab, for letting me know that. Ball thrown up again. Wilson over the top this time, gets the ball down, goes and picks up, comes out was... I think it was O'Keefe who gave it to Circuit. His kick wasn't great. Mays couldn't trap it. Wilson looks like he's going to lumber after it. Pamble's over the top. Goes to Robertson. Is able to get back on his left foot. Looks up towards goal, but not on line. And his first score of the afternoon is a minor. So Inverleigh now to 7-13. And they lead Thomson, who are 5 goals 10. Minute and a half gone into this final quarter. So plenty of time to get things happening. But
They're
Thomson,
the goals that get you up and running in the last quarter, isn't it?
Yes, and it's going to be kicked in from full back by Maguire now, and he's going to go back to that far side of the ground. Jarvis makes a contest. Ball comes to ground. Donohue's there to pick the ball up. He is tackled straight away. I think it might have been Hussey that laid that tackle, and the umpire will come in and restart play once again.
He's drifted out of it a little bit, Hussey, isn't he?
The drizzle's here again, Dale.
Yeah, just starting to sprinkle Spider. So the ball from that ruck contest is cleared away. Anderson had one go at it, went back and collected it again, tried to work through the contest. He was tackled. Not too sure they had any prior opportunity, so the umpire's done the right thing there. Yep. And we'll have a ball up inside forward 50 for the Inverleigh side still. So Thompson with some work to do to get it out of the defensive end. Wilson up over the top was nice. Went to Circuit, but picked up by Meehan. He goes long back towards the goal square. Spoil, ball comes to the front of the contest. Circuit through the contest.
No,
touch, says the umpire. And it's a minor score to Inverleigh. So it turns them now to 7-14. 5-10 to the Thompson side. And we've gone 3 minutes. Final quarter, Morris Finance scoreboard.
Is that a point of the day, Grub?
Yep.
Ball hits the deck. Crawley wrapped up shooting a tackle right there in front of the commentary box. So getting willing now. A bit of rain, make it a bit slippery again. 3 minutes gone. Wilson and Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down. Plant runs onto it, picks it up, goes to ground, wrapped up immediately by Haste. The umpire says got him over the shoulder. So Zach Plant will take the resultant free kick. Quick handball away, very clever. No look handball driving long here. Over the head of Jarks, punched away by Cations. Butters up, gets the ball again. No, that was off the ground by Templeton. Bissett got hands to it, kept it in front of him. Time runs around, goes for a short pass. Didn't really come off. Attacking the ball there. No, not really. Crawley had a chance. Missed it. Left it behind. Dives on the ball now. Thompson runner calling for diving on the ball. Don't think it quite happened that way. So umpire comes in, says, I'll ball it up. Just pretty much on the Thompson 50-metre line into their attacking zone. So Rucks go at it. Ball comes down. Circuit Sharks out of the pack. Looks for O'Keefe. Finds him. Finn O'Keefe quickly on the left foot. Goes long. Over the back. Dropped by Maguire. Ball almost falls back into his hands again. Great little tap forward there, that was, by Dalton Grundle. But unfortunately, it's all Thompson. Leighton Tholborn picks up, kicks long across the ground to Donohue. Donohue's got a fair bit of space here, but held up by Mulgrew in the end. So Donohue looking at options down the line, far side of the ground. It's a great kick. Troop couldn't quite get there. Donohue got in his way, so Donohue to Donohue. So anyway, the Donohue, the Adam variety from Inverleigh has the ball, centre wing, defensive side of centre wing, shielding the sun. Just drops it into the centre half forward, looking for Finn O'Keefe. Ball comes over the back. Picked up there, was that Hussey? Picked that one up and wrapped up straight away. No, it was Burke. Burke was on the bottom of the pack. So the umpire, 60 metres out from Inverleigh's goal, has it in his possession. About to throw it up. Ball goes up. Wilson and Jarvis, neither of them get a hand to it. Plant picks the ball up. Great smother there by Meehan. Finn O'Keefe runs on, picks the ball up. Almost taken too high. Umpire said no. And now he's going to pin him for holding the ball. Anyway, free kick to Thompson now. Deep in defence. Looking at options. Going long down the line here. Ball swings back in. Comfortably taken there by Crawley. Sorry, I had a lolly stuck in my throat, Grub. Crawley comes across the Cations. Was a dangerous looking kick.
Oh, that was.
And
he might be in trouble now.
Could be in trouble now. The ball died. The umpire's circling. Who's in control? No one was. I thought the bloke down here was in control. One up here, wait for this umpire anyway.
Tell you what, the bloke down here was going to pay the same decision.
He was.
Anyway.
He was. Jackson McLeod gets a free kick, plays on very, very quickly, and finds Mead Harding about 30 metres out, 25 metres out, 30 metres goal, right in front of the scoreboard here at Thomson. So Mead Harding has one for the afternoon, has a chance to draw Thomson closer. Coming back, very deliberate. Onto the boot. Goal umpire slides across. I don't think it's scored. I reckon that's the mark's been taken there by Jackson McLeod. It has. So McLeod, lacked defence there. So Jackson McLeod has a chance now. I think he's going to run around. No, he's decided to go long back across the ground. That's actually not a bad kick in the end, is it? Donahue snuck in behind everybody. And from about the same spot that Mead Harding had a shot about a minute ago, Charlie Donahue's going to have the same option. But Donahue's a right footer, so it might suit him a bit better.
It definitely will suit him a lot better, and I think he'll kick the goal. There you go.
Okay, fair enough.
And I don't think Jackson would have kicked it from where he was.
Probably not. Donahue comes in. Ball hits the boot, and the commentator's curse.
He let me down.
He didn't even score.
Like one of my drives off the first at Geelong, mate. That's a shank. Anyway, ball's gone out of bounds on the full. So Donahue will be bringing the ball back into play once it's returned from the other young girl in the back. Done a fantastic job.
Both
High
Donahues
fives
have
from everyone
played
else.
pretty
Hey?
well. Both Donahues have played pretty well today.
They have, yes. So Adam Donahue to bring the ball back in. This goes long down the line, the outer wing. Into a contest there. Ball hits the deck, picked up by Burke very, very well. Evaded 2 tackles and got the third one. Umpire said, no, fair enough, had to go. Ball falls back out to Thorburn, gets the handball over to Anderson. Anderson to Thompson through the middle. That's a low worm burner. And I think he planned that to Jacker. Jacker turns around straight away, plays on. Cam just too tall for haste there and takes a mark 45 out directly in front.
That real hard gut running 3/4 of Inverleigh has stopped. Well, the big blokes can't get onto the big blokes, so little Haste has to try and get up there. Donahue runs in, they don't chase him. They've just slowed down a little bit, Inverleigh.
Spent a few tickets, mate, I reckon, for the first 3/4 anyway. Jordan Cam be kicking from about 45. Coming in now, he's played on and run around. Sunk the boot in. It is bending back beautifully and has kicked the goal. That is the 6th for Thomson. They go to 6:10:46, trailing Inverleigh 7:14:56. We have gone just over 8 minutes on the Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, I tell you what, it's brought it within 10 points. They look the goods at the moment, Thomson, but Inverleigh have to try and hold on somehow. Well, they can't hold on. They've got to score again.
Win.
And they've got to score again. And I just think they don't just look like scoring again at the moment. So they've got to do something out of the box to hold on to this lead that they've got.
So back in the middle we go. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Jarvis and Wilson go at it again. Clearance very important now to both sides. Meehan goes after the ball, picks it up, got the handball back to Haste. Haste goes back to Cations. Oh, don't know whether you call that a tackle or what, but it's. Well, I was going to say that was probably my first thought that he should have got rewarded with that, but.
It was clumsy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and Cations now plays on and goes long back in the middle of the ground. Up in the air, marker's not taken, picked up Donahue, got the handball back, goes back to Anderson. Anderson looks to get the ball onto boot, which was okay, so he's going to find Hodgson. Can't pick the ball up yet, does so now, tries to get through the contest, had a running player there in Donahue. He looks up, goes long back into the forward line, going back as Troop. Strong mark, Darcy Troop. And I'm not too sure whether Jackson McLeod was talking to him, but Condi didn't get a hand on ball. Kicked the goal, Darcy Troop, don't look inside. Go back and kick the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
East Geelong 62, Corio 60.
Troop plays on, goes round the body, but he won't bring it back anywhere near far enough. And through for a minor score. Darcy Troop 1 goal through for the afternoon. There's been a few of those.
Yep.
6-11 now to the Thomson side. Inverleigh on 7-14. Donahue again doing the kicking in duties from the fullback.
It would have to be called upon.
He's going to come now to the clubroom side, which is good. Man in front is Barnett. Over the top, Warren's up. Bale gets ball. Ball gets out the back. Troop is there. Didn't pick the ball up initially. It was taken a little bit high. And
he tried hard not to, too, didn't he?
Front on contact, yeah, that's the only thing. I don't know what you're supposed to do there. Let him run past you, hope you can grab him. But Troop now from centre wing decides to go long into the forward line. McLeod's going to be the target. Wilson's going back. Spoil from Crowley was okay. That was nice work. Templeton back into the middle of the ground. Mowat can't trap the ball. Meehan went after it. Did that nicely also. Handball's out to Tyquin. Interception there by Anderson. Puts boot the ball. Goes back towards Troop. He's up. The big man's there. And he takes the mark. Runners outside, but he decides to go himself. Don't know sure whether he had a look to where he's going to, but he just put it into a dangerous spot. Ball gets out the back. And there's going to be a free kick, and it will go to Crawley.
It's gone to Jackson McLeod.
Oh.
And saying Condi pushed him in the back.
Well, there you go. I didn't see that, but that's the way his umpire's seen it. Jackson McLeod decides to play on. Again, I'm not too sure why they do that from that position, but It's going to Sammy Jacker.
Yeah, I think he might have done the right thing that time. He's only 10 metres out. He's got to
He's
kick
only
the
kicking
goal.
from 25, though, Grub.
Well,
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
he's
Sammy
kicked
Jacker,
1-3.
it's all right if it
Confidence
turns
might be
up, but
dropped.
if Jacker makes a miss of it and doesn't kick
He
the
won't.
goal,
He won't.
Sammy Jacker has put it through and things tighten up that little bit more. Thompson moved to 7:11, Inverleigh on 7:14, and we have gone just over 11 and a half minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, ditto to what I just said after the last goal. They have stopped. They run down the Thomson blokes and the Inverleigh boys just can't get there. They have to pull something out of the centre here and get it up forward because once the ball's out and around the ground, the game's opened up a little bit and Inverleigh are just about out on their feet, I reckon.
Well, I think you've seen Matty Hayes taking on Darcy Troop there. He's been the one that's taken on the two big blokes. Took on Cam, then Troop. He's got no hope.
Well, they've got to get their big blokes back.
Well, I reckon that they're being defensive now. They're trying to save the game rather than win it, Grub.
Well, at this stage, they can't afford to do that because it's only 3 points of difference. One goal, and they're no longer in front.
12 minutes gone anyway. Back in the middle here. Wilson and Jarvis to go at it again. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Up they go. Wilson wins that one clearly. Tyquin chance to run onto it. Does, but Jacker wraps him up straight away. Ball not coming out. Umpire's going to want to see it. He said, nope, no per opportunity. Give it to me.
So he seems to be struggling to run too, Tyquin. I think he's been in the middle enough. Put him back forward and put a quicker, fitter player in.
Yep. Wilson wins the tap down there, but only as far as Jacker. Jacker paid back by Tyquin, wrapped him up straight away. So Inverleigh advanced the ball about a metre here. So anyway, Ruck's at it again. Jarvis wins that one down, but only as far as Grundle throws in the left boot. Nice, works out well. Warren up in front of his opponent. Looks up, looking for Dixon, goes long. Oh, Dixon probably dropped, but he should have taken there. His opponent had fallen over, no talk, clear, but the ball's on the deck now. 25 metres out from Inverleigh's goal. Umpire says, I'll have it, thank you. I think maybe his opponent fell over and just sort of put him off his lead.
Yeah,
Might have been.
he might have got an early push too, I think.
Just might have got a hand to him as he's falling. Ball's in the air. Dixon and Jarvis. Jarvis wins it quite well. Picked up there. Handball out by Circuit. Circuit onto Gerard. Rusty Gerard has probably answered what you were looking for, Grubby.
My word.
Rusty Gerard kicks the 8th goal for Inverleigh. 8:14:62. Thompson 7:11:53. We've gone 13 and a half minutes. Morris Finance. Last quarter scoreboard.
He's a strange character, isn't he, Rusty? You see him play, he gets dropped to the seconds, he comes back, and you think, look, he's been around a long, long time. Maybe his career's nearly over, and then he does something like that and puts Inverleigh a little bit further in front. So he's still got it, Rusty, and it was just a matter of at it. And unfortunately for Thompson, Jarvis got a clear knockout, but it was beautifully sharked by, I think it was Dalton Grundle coming through there.
It was, yeah. So, anyway, we have a 9-point ball game here. We've gone 14 minutes in this last quarter. Morris Finance last quarter scoreboard.
That could be the Corio Health, Bay Health Shark of the day.
Shark of the day. Ball in the air. Wilson wins this one comfortably, but doesn't fall where he wants it. Anderson clears the ball out of the middle. Mays comes over top. Gets a fist down, but free kick was paid only as far as Zach Plant. Zach Plant with a beautiful kick out towards Troop. Troop spills the mark. Crawley runs onto it, goes to hands and knees. Probably not the smart thing to do. Wrapped up in the tackle. Alford fighting for the ball with Troop now. Umpire comes in and says, no per opportunity. I will have it deep in Thompson's attack, right in front of the scoreboard here at Godfrey Street. So, looks like we've got Cam will go up against Wilson in the ruck contest here. Jarvis in a kick behind the play. Ball goes in the air. Wilson wins it, but Shark that Casey Moon runs on it. Quick handball over to Donahue, who handballs it to Templeton, who goes long down the line. And umpire has paid deliberate. There's a pack of people there.
Oh, no.
There's 28 players around that ball. Anyway. Ball to be brought back in now. Thompson's resultant free kick. Plays on. Ends up going very, very short. Turns it over. Is that justice? Do we call that poetic justice?
Yeah,
Rob?
I think so.
Pretty much.
Wasn't, just not a great... Anyway, doesn't matter. Call's been made. The ball's moved forward. Looking for options. Goes short. Gerard again. Finds space. Slowing things down a bit in
I don't know whether that's still a good idea. Kick another one and then slow it down.
I think they're just getting their bearings again. Robertson takes the mark. True centre wing for Inverleigh. Looking for options long. There's not a lot of movement further forward. So he decides to go long down the line again, looking for Meehan. Meehan puts her hands up and takes an absolutely fantastic grab in front there. Casey Meehan just outside 50, going short, looking for Dixon. Great kick, just great sport at the back there. Grundle on hands and knees, ball falls out. Picked up here. Not going anywhere. There's 16 people with hands on it, mate. The ball's falling through every single time. So umpire's going to have no choice but to come in now and ball it up. So 25 metres out from Inverleigh, 25, 30 metres out from Inverleigh goal. We've gone 16 and a half minutes. Morris Finance last quarter here at Godfrey Street. So we've got Dixon to take on Jarvis. Ball goes in the air. Oh, neither one really when the tap out. Ball spills free. Million about to run onto it. Overruns it. Ball kicked forward. Million goes to dive on it. Misses it off the ground by Anderson. But anyway, picked up here by Dalton Grundle. Goes in short
That's
to
a great
Warren,
kick.
who has been... His hands are very, very sure. And it was a very smart kick by Dalton Grundle, wasn't it, Grub?
Well, it was straight out of the pack. He didn't have time to steady or anything like that. He just knew where he had to kick it, and he did that. And I still think Dalton's been a little bit down again today. He probably hasn't played his best footy, but what he has done has been pretty precise.
Yep. So Braden Warren coming in now. Try and extend this lead for Inverleigh. Very deliberate kick. The goal umpire
Hit
has
the
moved a bit.
post.
He's hit the uprights, and another behind for the day. That's one goal forward to Warren, and that means Inverleigh 8-15-63, leading Thomson 7-11-53. 7.5 minutes gone. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard.
So now Thompson decide to go and straight down the middle. That's where they head. Ball not marked out there by Cam. Picked up at the front of the pack. Actually, Plant couldn't hold on to it. But goes towards Finn O'Keefe. He got the ball out. Cam went back and collected. Tried to give it to Anderson. Bissett's there. He's over the top of the ball. Circuit just steps underneath him. Bissett went back and tried and get it. Circuit's back underneath again. He's trying harder again. And the ball now comes out into the hands of Hayes. His kick was smothered.
Had to throw.
And I'm not too sure where that came from, but I didn't see it. But anyway, Anderson now with the free kick. Anderson at centre half back. They need some running players. Thulburn says, give it to me. I'm running down the middle of the ground. He decides to go in that direction now, but he actually went a bit longer. Went out towards Donoghue. Just takes a mark on his chest. So, no, not a well-directed kick. Back inside to Crawley. Crawley will come across the ground. Goal to play on now. Goes back to the outside. Elford runs onto it. Has plenty of time and some space. Looks up. Goes into their half-forward line. Good kick, but a little bit too much width there. Over the boundary line. And free kick goes to Donoghue. Charlie of Thomson. And he will now bring the Thompson side back towards centre wing. Alfred from behind, but front of the contest, picked up by Sheedy, back inside to Cam. He couldn't take clean control of it, picked up Crowley again, and he goes back into their half-forward line. Mark is again not taken. Finn O'Keefe was up. Ball comes to the back, tapped further afield, goes towards the forward pocket, and Matty Tyquin, the ball goes over the boundary line, and we will have a throw-in to take place just inside their forward 50. So still got some 8-10 minutes to go in this quarter. But again, haste from that contest. It's over the top of the ball. Tapped it further afield. Went towards Dixon. Hands off. Goes to O'Keefe on the right boot round the body, but he can't bring it back. I think he's at the post.
He's at the post too.
So Finn O'Keefe hits the top of the post. And that moves Inverleigh now to 8-16. So Thompson wasting no time. They bring the ball in. Goes back towards centre wing. Had to be a contest there from Hodgson. He gave it. Got a little boot to ball. Goes outside to Cam. Runners inside. Goes towards Kerslake. He goes back inside. Jard Anderson. He's off and running. Goes back and goes long towards Jarks. Ball. Cations. He nearly plucked that out of the air. Picked up out there by Troop. Went back towards Jarks. Over the top he comes. Good tackle there. Held up. Ball's got to be a ball up. Has to be. And it will be, says the umpire.
He could have nearly got a kick, Jarks, there.
What for?
Over the top. He come right over the top of his head and down his back.
Riding side saddle.
Yeah. In the head, in the back. How many more places you wanted him?
So the thrown up by the umpire. Taps back towards the boundary line. Running onto it was Plant. Ball comes out in the tackle. Goes back over the boundary line. We're going to have another throw in.
Boys, stop whinging looking for the free kicks and play to the whistle.
The ball was still in play, and there was two blokes, one from each team, looking at the umpire saying, what's going on, what's going on? The bloody ball's still in play.
So Cam down doing some ruck work now. Jarvis just sitting back off the contest. True. Cam taps the ball back towards the goals. Picked up Grundle, got the handball out. Goes towards Condi, back to Donoghue. Donoghue puts handball out, goes towards Crowley. He had it and lost it, and the ball goes back over the boundary line. So another ball in to take place as we tick towards 21 minutes of the final quarter.
They've got to get it out of here. They've got to get a half-back flank to run down the ground like Fano used to do at Newton Chilwell.
So the ball thrown back in by the umpire over the top. Ball comes front of the contest. Mead Harding was there. Out of the contest was Harding. Goes back to Kerslake. On his right boot. Got the handball back to Hodgson. Went one way, then outside towards Bissett. Puts boot to ball. Smother from Mays. Ball goes back over the boundary line again. So they've worked it to the forward 50 line now. A little bit of breathing space for them. So thrown back in once again by the umpire. Wilson front position. Jarvis takes it out of the ruck, kicks back towards the forward pocket. Donahue leads in the race for the ball, needs to do something, went over the top. Condi just a little drop in the goal square. Sends it through for a minor score. So Thomson now to 7-12 and 8-16. Donahue plays on quickly, goes out long, a nice kick outside. Meehan had it, had plenty of it, and will be paid the mark.
Got it.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it bounced off the Inverleigh bloke. Anyway.
Could have.
So
It's a
Casey
long way
Meehan
away.
still has the ball, and he's still defensive side of centre wing. Again, there's no rush to move the ball on, you wouldn't think. They go long, down the line. Dixon's in front. Mark out the back, not taken. Now you get the ball out to Robertson. Robertson, a little bit of space, looks up, goes towards Tyquin on a lead. Mark not taken there. Goes back. He's collected the ball. Needs to get up. Does so. Hands the ball off to Finn O'Keefe. He's tackled. Comes down in a tackle. Umpire lets things go. Now he comes in and we will have a ball up. As we said, 22 minutes gone. Final quarter. Morris Finance scoreboard it sees Thomson 7-12. They trail Inverleigh on 8-16.
Right. Inverleigh's forward at 50 here. Ball goes up. Wilson wins a tap down. Comes free, wrapped up straight away there. So ball not coming there, but with Inverleigh advanced at about another 10 metres there, punching forward. So Rucks will go at it again. I see both Wilson and Jarvis have made the trek down to the back line and forward line respectively. Ball comes down, wrapped up straight away. The ball's not coming out again. I think the umpire might have no choice but to ball it up again, and he will.
Inverleigh won't mind this, keeping it up there. No. That's what they've got to do now. That's why they're slowing it down. They're starting to struggle with the pace of the game, and they're keeping it in tight. And they've actually beaten Thomson at their own game, keeping it in tight.
Jarvis wins the tap down, picked up by Plant. Handballs over the top. No one in particular over on the ball. I can't see who's got it at the moment. That's Mulgrew has a snap, runs across the face of goal, out of bounds. So we'll have a boundary line throw in. About 5 metres round from behind post, deep in Inverleigh's attack. We've gone 23 and a half minutes in this final quarter, and haven't been long quarters today either.
No, I don't think he meant it, but that's probably the best result.
Worked out
better
well.
Than a point.
So in comes the ball. Dixon versus Jarvis. Jarvis just pushes Dixon out of the way like he wasn't even there, and he's paid dropping the ball. And I have to agree with the Thomson coaching bench there. I think he got a foot to it. Anyway. Here we go. Ryan Robertson with a chance to further extend the lead.
And further extend the time. Take your 25 or 30 seconds or whatever you get and take as much time off the clock as you can.
Well, the time clock's not working on the scoreboard, mate, so you can't even tell how long he's been. So he can take as long as he wants.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ryan Robertson coming in, kicking from about 30 metres out. Slide angle. Onto the left boot. Looks okay. Looks okay. That's a beautiful kick by Ryan Robertson. That's his first for the afternoon. That's Inverleigh's ninth. They go to 9-16-70, leading Thomson 7-12-54. 24 and a half minutes gone. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Well, they were in all sorts of trouble, Inverleigh. Thomson were running and they weren't. They had blokes running everywhere and they couldn't chase them. So they changed their game plan. They went along the boundary. They took their time and took their time and took their time. And in the end, Thomson are the side that I reckon in close are the best side I've seen. But Inverleigh have been able to outbustle them today. And that's exactly what they did. They changed their game plan well.
Anyway, back in the middle now. Wilson versus Jarvis. Jarvis wins that one down. Plant tries to barge his way through. Gets one high for his troubles. He'll get up, get the handball away quickly to... is that Donahue? Donahue goes long, looking for Troop. One-on-one contest, goes over the back, goes through the hands of Crawley. Falls in the hands of Darcy Troop. Here goes the banana, but just offline. Through for a minor score. So... Deep in Thomson's attack. Darcy Troop has got 1 goal, 4 for the afternoon. So
that was absolutely brilliant commentary.
Thanks,
brilliant commentary.
I didn't go the banana.
Exactly. You went the banana like it's supposed to be. Smith, you idiot.
Rightio. Adam Donahue plays on immediately. Runs his full 15 and sinks the slipper in. Outside there, looking for Tyquin and or Mason Dixon. The ball beats them all out of the line. So in front of Rusty Gerard. He's had another touch, and Grubby's got his phone on, unprofessional that he is. Anyway,
There could be a score.
Ball coming in now. About to be thrown in. Just forward to centre wing for Thomson. Short throw. Reads over the end. What's wrong? Handball. Top by Circuit, out in front of Gerard. Gerard with the left foot, goes long, looking for him, finding Dixon. Lucks a fortune, I think Dale there. Dixon swings around the left foot. Here we go. Tyquin, Grundle at the back, drops the mark. Ball falls to Sheedy. Sheedy handballs out. Ball coming out free. Thomson firing out. There's a lot of Inverleigh players there, and Gerard gets it. Swings on the left foot, sends it back from whence it came. So almost a fantastic grab at the front. Burnett running through, trying to do something with it. Ball spills through. That could possibly be a free kick for too high. I think the umpire has picked something out, but I'm not sure what.
Going to Finn O'Keefe anyway.
It's going to Finn O'Keefe, is it? That was on the ground. I thought it was too high. What was all that about, Grub?
Oh, it's stupid Jason DeBib rang up and told me that North Geelong have kicked 20 in the last quarter and beaten bloody Bannockburn. He's just telling lies, and I don't know why he bother ringing people when they're on air. He's just a dill.
He's a funny man, Jace. He's a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah, and sounded like he'd had a few in too.
Really? They're only 70 points down, mate, so they're going all right.
What about
anyway,
the East?
East 9 points up over Corio. Finn O'Keefe, which would probably ice the game, this one, if he puts this through the middle. Comes in, kicking from just inside 50. Cheats, takes a bit of room outside. It's going to go to the square. What happened? Oh! Wow! That would have been the mark of the day.
No doubt. No contender about that if he held on to it.
Was that Mason Dixon that flew up and hurt himself there? But the resultant behind. Ball brought it back in quickly here. Ball hits the deck. Not coming out of there. Templeton on the bottom of the pack there.
Oh, he's played on the ball.
Did he actually have the ball at any stage?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's picked a couple of doozies out today. So, anyway, Troop's got the ball. Goes long. 3 on 2. Front there, ball comes to ground. Sharks it. Wrapped up straight away in a tackle. Good tackle by Billy Cations. What have we gone, Dale? 28 minutes, Morris Finance?
Yeah, couldn't be too much longer.
No, wouldn't be too long ago. Ball goes in the air. Cam works to the front, wins it. Handball to Plant out to Anderson. Kick smothered there by Crawley. Up the forward line, almost sharp by Jackson McLeod. It was in the end. Throws on the boot, kicks a minor score when not what they want. McLeod also has 1-4 for the day. So Thomson, 7-14-56, trailing Inverleigh, 9-17-71. 28 and a half minutes gone. Morris Finance, final quarter scoreboard. Obviously, no time on when it goes through. Time on's on when it goes for a point. Bucks in no hurry, is he?
No.
Donahue brings the ball back in, goes short. It's probably a safe kick at this stage.
Keep possession
Keep
now.
possession. So just take, and well, they're not calling play on. Just take as long as you want. It goes long down the line. There was Condi. Jarvis works to the front. Ball hits the ground. Picked up by Paddy Burke. Kicks it long down the line. Warren on his own. Oh, it's either a free kick or a mark.
He's paid
the free
paid
kick.
the chop into the arm.
Take as long as you want now, Braden Warren. Warren 60 metres out from his own goal. Goes in short. Comes off okay. Bit of late pressure there, but nothing untoward.
No, that's fine. You have to use that desperation.
You do, nothing untoward. So Finn O'Keefe chips the ball over the top, finds Rusty Gerard, who's going to have a shot for goal.
They've done enough, the Hawks.
I reckon this is going to be after the siren. It's one I wouldn't be able to tell you because the siren's not very loud down here. So maybe need Mitch to kill or get Cheesy to give us a bull roar.
I'll tell you what, at least we didn't have a draw of those useless cats last night.
Rusty's gone short again, looking for, but not finding Circuit. The ball's coming out. It's gone out of bounds. Deep in attack for Inverleigh. Could not be long to go. 29.5 has ticked over. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard here at Godfrey Street.
You know when a bloke's losing his mind? When he stands beside the coach's box and listens to my crap all day.
With a beautiful hat. I want his hat though. Ball thrown in. Rucks go at it. Ball brought to ground. Me and Nilly emerged with it, but Stacks on the mill again. I don't think there's going to be much of an issue here. They're Inverleigh be quite happy to wind the time down. One of them's going to be like the twos, but it's 3 seconds short.
Won't matter because they're too far in front. They are home, the Hawkers.
Ball's up. Jarvis wins it down, but only as far as Grundle kicks it on the boot. That's a fantastic grab. Is that Burke?
Yep.
That's fantastic hands, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. Paddy Burke. 45 metres out to absolutely nail this game. He's going to go short, and he's got Wilson, who's dropped the mark. Gets the handball up. Templeton goes short on the left foot to Mays. Nathan Mays.
Stay there, he says.
Just take your 30 seconds now, because that's all that's left. Not even that. Ticked over 30 minutes. There it is. There's the siren.
Go the barrel now.
Go the banana.
I was going to say, go the barrel.
Go the barrel. Is he? No, he's going. He's on the drop punt. It's coming back. It's coming back. Not enough though. So it's another behind there. Inverleigh finished 9-18-72, defeating Thomson 7-14-56 here at Godfrey Street. Dale, got some goal kickers for us, mate.
For the day. Jordan Cam with 2, 1 each to McLeod, Jacker, Mead Harding, Troop and Jarks, and 4 Inverleigh, 2 each to Dixon and Hussey, 1 each to Donahue, Gerard, Warren, Grundle and Robertson. Actually, I'd say it was a good win for the Hawks here this afternoon. They played some pretty good football, held on in the last quarter and showed a bit of desperation. We'll take a short break, come back, go through everything that's happened here this afternoon, and hopefully final scores from around the ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
All right, back here at Godfrey Street where we've seen the visitors, Inverleigh, come out victorious by 16 points. Inverleigh 9-18-72, defeating Thomson, the ladder leaders, 7-14-56. Have you got the round and ground scores, Grub? No. Well, this hasn't changed for a while, so it may be the final. Belpo still 10-10-70, leading Geelong West 7-9-51. East Geelong, the final score, 11-10-76, defeated Corio 10-7-67. Winch 13-12, defeated Werribee 6-11-47. Bannockburn and maybe Habs got hold of it and got hold of the Play HQ because the Bannockburn score, now it's back now, 17-16, 118 Bannockburn. North Geelong 7-8-50. And, of course, the game here, Inverleigh 9-18-72, defeating Thomson 7-14-56. Start with you, Dale, because Grubby hasn't got his headphones on. Well, I don't need your thoughts because, you called the game. But if Grubby can get with us.
Mate, just trying to organise the best and fairest.
The best and fairest cards.
Well, you got to be fair as well.
Do you?
Yeah,
give us some thoughts.
Well, Jarksy doesn't get a vote today because he wasn't the fairest. No, I think he might have been reported at half time, actually.
Apparently he was mouthing off the umpires what we heard at three-quarter time.
Okay, well, it may not be a report. It may be a yellow card. I'm not sure what the rule are on that.
So Robertson and Hodgson can't get them either because they give late bumps. They weren't fair.
Oh, no, but... Well, that's everyone who gave a free kick, if you want to go that way, you idiot. I just thought it was an entertaining game of footy. We get two sides that we will think will play finals. One was the premiership favourites, and I think still the premiership favourites. They didn't play well today.
The Belpo still, Geelong West scores just updated to final. Belpo still 14-12-96. Geelong West 8-12-60. So
Yeah,
it's
well, maybe
$6.
they're not favourites anymore. Who knows? Maybe Belpost Hill might move up in the market, but it's very, very close. They didn't play their best football. Look, till half-time, it was probably not good enough from the Thomson Footy Club, and Inverleigh were flat out. They were hitting everything. The goals, they were celebrating. They come to play today, Inverleigh, because they knew that to make the finals, they're going to have to knock off a couple of these sides who are going to play finals, and they've started that today. And I thought they were very, very good. I know both sides have got players to come back in. It's great to see young Matty Tygan run around. They put him in the middle. He gets a bit of match fitness as long as that horrible osteitis pubis stays away. He'll be fully fit for finals. They've still got a few to come back in. We watched, what's his name, your mate? McEwen Walsh?
Yep.
McCadman, whatever you call him. But he'll be a big say in how Inverleigh go, because Jack Filett's got to come back. But what I'm saying is when Wilson goes out of the ruck, they struggle. But with McEwen Walsh back in there, I think they'll have that covered. So, you know, from 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, some people thought Inverleigh might have been gone, and I disagree with you, Smitty. I said they were still in it, and they really are still in it right now. They a magnificent performance. As I say, Thomson, that wasn't one of their better performances, but you can't play the ultimum every single week, and they've been great till now. So, yeah, I enjoyed watching the game. It was a good game of footy to watch. It was tough. It was hard. You know, it was greasy. The ball blokes were slipping over and dropping a few marks. The kicking to position early wasn't good. But in the end, that's probably what the difference was. All of a sudden, Inverleigh came out of the centre and hit targets. And then in the last quarter, Thomson started to do so too. Great game of footy, and I wouldn't mind if these two played off again in the finals, because it was a good game of footy to watch.
All right, need some votes, Dale. You've called me. Might as well start with you, just because I thought, you put the pressure on you nice and early.
You can always do that, mate. I gave one vote to Charlie Donoghue. He played in that far side of the ground, and I thought he was one of Thomson's better players, not just from the start of the game, but right through the whole 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. Kept linking up and being the player that they could rely on from that far side. I gave 2 votes to Casey Meehan, who set things up for Inverleigh very early in the game, and also continue that form on for most of the day this afternoon. As I said, probably late in the game, they probably started to halter a little bit, but I think his first 3 works did enough, and I gave 3 votes to, I thought, the best player on the ground, and that was Brad Circuit. I think he was in everything from the time he started till the time he finished this afternoon. So he was the bloke that got underneath packs and did all the hard work and went from there.
Grubby?
Go on, you go. We'll see how bad you are after that lot.
I'm just going to go...
Ditto.
Ditto.
I never give any of them a vote.
It happens every week. You've got no idea what you're doing. I gave one to Charlie Donoghue.
How many times do you reckon he touched the ball, Charlie Donoghue?
30.
Oh, 30.
Yeah, have a look at this. 15.
Yeah, well, that when you started to do it at 3/4 time.
No, I started at the start of the game. He had 15 touches.
Well, you better go home and have a look at the...
Absolute dumbo.
You need to go home and look at the video.
2 to Casey, 3 to Brad Circuit was my best on ground.
Casey Meehan was shocking. After the first 5, he was brilliant. And then the last 5, he was brilliant. And did nothing in the middle. I can't believe you blokes get sucked in because he's your mates. Right. I gave one to Shane Grundle.
2 to Neil Case.
2 to Neil Case.
And 3 to Wombat Dylan.
Well, I didn't even watch half the game.
How did Wombat get 3?
You know what? The bloke that kept him in it early, I'm giving 1 vote to Maisie. I thought he was terrific.
Oh, how many kicks did he get?
Doesn't matter. He's a different player than that Charlie Donoghue. Who do I give the 2 blokes to? I gave 2 blokes to Jacob Templeton because I thought he was fantastic all day, not like the blokes you picked for 10 minutes. And I gave 3 votes to the coach, or the ex-coach again, because he had the ball more than he, and his kicking was brilliant after 5
But he
minutes.
kicks out from full back.
I didn't count them.
Oh, bullshit.
I didn't count them.
Anyway, Brad Circuit is our...
Well, you can take it into him, because I am not, because that is ridiculous. I am not taking that in.
All right, lads. Next week...
Sucked in, you blokes.
You're a flog. Next week, the games. I'm not here. You've got Bailey back with you.
Thank God for that.
You have Bailey back with you next week. You've got Anarchy Belpost still at Anarchy.
No.
Werribee, Bannockburn at Werribee.
Well, that's where we were going if they had won today, but I'm not so sure.
Belmont Lions versus Winch at Belmont. Corio Inverleigh at the Devil's Playground. East Geelong, Geelong West at East. And North Geelong Thompson at North Geelong. I've got the week off, so I'm right.
What was the Belmont Lions?
Belmont Lions Winch at Belmont.
What do you reckon?
Do whatever you want.
You do anyway.
Absolute ridiculous.
Well, I'm quite happy to go and watch Belmont Lions. What other game has some relevance now?
I don't really look. Geelong West and East
Probably
not
East
now.
and West.
East and West probably have a bit.
If Werribee gets home today, and that what they should have, we'd have been going to Werribee.
Then that's the game. Then that would have been the game.
But
you would have gone to Werribee.
obviously, after a poor effort out there, well, we won't be going there.
They play better at the Duck Pond though.
Yeah.
So
where are you going?
What was the East? East and West.
East and West.
Where's that at?
That's at East. Just round the corner.
Geez, we've been there a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, I reckon Belmont. Well, I'm not going to be there, so I'm not really going to say
Well,
it.
shut up. You're not get a vote.
I just got 3.
Ring your mate. Yeah. Yeah.
Belmont.
Unbelievable.
Belmont Winch.
Yeah.
Belmont Winch is the match of the round next week at the Winter Resort.
I might not be here either.
You got hashtag in the morning, mate. Take that to a new step, will you?
Well, there you go.
You got that in the morning. You're taking my spot in there, so take that to a new level. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your wonderful day. Your votes were fantastic, Grubby. I know what game you were watching, but Dale and
If I actually knew how to watch the game, I'd actually go home tonight and actually put it on and count some of the ones that he gave votes to today.
just put it on YouTube, mate, and go to the Geelong District Football Netball League channel on YouTube, mate, and you can watch every game you want.
God.
Every game you want. All right, Steelo, we're going to head back to you. Hang
No,
on.
you're not.
What do you want now?
Just want to say thank you very much to
Oh, do your
Fairhaven
sponsors,
Homes.
yes.
Lifeline 131114. You can't do it on your own. Corio Bay Health Care, the best in the business. And then we start with the pubs. Hotham Hotel, Yards Hotel, and the Comnafine Hotel. Morris Finance and the Grandy Cycles. Thank you for your sponsorship.
And support. So thank you. That's a wrap here from Godfrey Street, where we said the visit Inverleigh 9-18-72 defeated the ladder-leading Thomson 7-14-56. Thank you, Grubby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dale.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Spider.
next week at Belmont, lads, and I'll see you the week after. Signing off, over to you, Steelo. 94.7 The Pulse,
Thanks,
your home
Steelo.
of local footy.
Good on you, Steelo. See you, mate.